Inside Raimondi Park for the second game of the year. It's Ballers Baseball on 860 AM The Answer, and we're very happy to have you with us. After a dramatic ninth inning and then knockout round comeback for the Ballers yesterday on opening night, the Ballers now have won both of their opening nights in their team's history. Tyler Peterson, and as the man, the voice right before us said, Mr. Nevada Cullen, how are you, my friend?
I'm quite well. I got to finish my dinner before first pitch today, and that's the beauty of the fact that it's not opening day anymore.
It's the small victories that we carry past opening day, and for many of us here in minor league baseball, opening day marks a few things. It also marks a chance to finally exhale after much preparation. And a couple of teams that really did a lot of preparation in their spring training camps to try to suss out their best 26 players. We saw yesterday a little bit of rustiness for both squads, but we did see a lot of fight out of both teams. Ogden played excellent defense. The pitching was there for both sides. Some clutch hitting and some great performances. We will now take a short break, and we will send it down to the field for the national anthem. Thank you so much for that rendition of the national anthem. Wonderfully done. And now on to tonight's festivities. First, the lineup for the visiting Ogden Raptors. Kenny Oyama will lead it off once again. It's almost a carbon copy of last night's lineup from the Raptors with some positional changes. Oyama will be in center field as he was last night. Cole Jordan, last night's DH, will be in left tonight, followed by Connor Bagniski, last night's left fielder, now the DH. Chris Sargent will clean up and catch. We'll have Carmine Lane batting fifth tonight at third base. Carter Mize, the first baseman, bats sixth. Elliot Good, the shortstop, he will hit seventh. Damian Stone, the right fielder, hits eighth. And True Fontenot, he is the second baseman. He will hit ninth. On the mound to face the Ogden Raptors is the right-hander, the returner, Zach St. Pierre.
Hoping that hot St. Pierre summer stretches into 2025. Zach St. Pierre got hot last summer, ended up leading the Ballers in innings pitched in their inaugural season through 82 2/3 innings, 24 appearances, 10 starts, 7-5 record, 87 hits, 39 walks, 87 strikeouts, and a 5.33 ERA for St. Pierre. He's a 5'11" right-hander, 27 years old, from Allen, Texas, in his second year as a Baller and third year as a pro.
The defense behind him, Marcus Titiali'i in left field, Pat Monteith in center, Lou Helmig in right. Around the diamond from third to first. Davis Druick, his first Ballers appearance at third. Tremaine Cobb, the shortstop. Danny Harris, the second baseman, Christian Almanza at first, and Dylan Tatum behind the plate, his first Ballers start. Final score last night of 4-4, 1-0 in the knockout round. And a chance to go 2-0 as they did last year out of the gate in Glacier. This is the second of 12 at home to start this season.
Ain't it grand?
And if you can't come out tonight, come out tomorrow or the next day.
Or the next after that.
Mr. Krabs. Ballers in green tonight. The Ballers green. And we are just waiting for one more announcement on the field before we can play ball. And we have now play ball. Kenny Oyama stands in. So the Ballers are in green with their pinstripe pants. The Raptors are in Junction City Reds with, how would you describe it, train tracks on their legs?
Yes, wooden train tracks on the back of the jersey as well.
So Oyama stands in, a left-handed hitter. Last night was 0 for 3 with a run scored and an RBI. All right, I think we're finally ready to start now. St. Pierre from the windup. The right-hander throws the first pitch. He shows bunt. It's inside for ball one. Getting out of the way was Oyama at the last second. The next pitch from St. Pierre is a fastball, a touch low at 88. It's a quick 2-0. St. Pierre's best starts came in that second half. He finished strong. The Ballers are expecting a lot out of this right-hander, and now he throws a ball outside 3-0. So he's got to come in to Oyama. The 3-0 on its way is high. Ball four, a 4-pitch walk to begin this ball game. Never something you want to do right out of the bullpen.
I think one of those pitches might have been a strike, but the other three weren't close from St. Pierre, and he walks Oyama.
Cole Jordan now, the left fielder. And we'll see whether or not Oyama has a chance to show off some of that speed. Jordan took an 0 for 4 last night. He's in left field today. Bagneski was the one in left field last night, and he was the one that allowed the ball to go over his head in the ninth, which started an Oakland rally. As the first pitch St. Pierre throws to Jordan is also outside, so 5-0 to begin this game, balls to strikes. When St. Pierre's right, he's getting weak contact on the infield, inducing ground balls. The next pitch, there's a slider for strike one.
Well, you know, first start of the year, what do you have control of? Turns out it's that slider from St. Pierre at 80, bent it just below the zone, called a strike. Maybe caught a piece of that bottom of the zone.
1-1 to Jordan. Oyama not running, and the pitch is a ground ball toward third. Druick has to go off his glove, picked up by Cobb. He'll throw to first, and it is not in time. That's an E5 as it goes off the glove of Davis Druick. So a walk and an error. And it's not a great start here in the first.
Ballers continuing to struggle at the hot corner defensively. Yesterday, Buford, today Druick with an early error to put 2 on with none out for Bagneski.
Not a terribly hard hit ball. Defense is playing behind the runners here. Bagneski, the DH. First pitch fastball, there's a called strike one.
The good sign is St. Pierre's got the command back. You could tell that Jordan was ready for a slider. He threw it back-to-back pitches, knowing that he's able to command that slider.
2 on, no outs here in the top of the first, still scoreless. Pitch is hit out to left field. It's shallow. TTLE will not have a play. They're going to send the runner home. The throw will be cut off, and it's 1-0 Raptors on the RBI single by Connor Bagneski. Did not take long. 3 batters in, a walk, an error, and a single, and the Ballers trail. That'll bring up Sargent. Your umpires, as we have them, it's Robert McGee behind home, Ricardo Rodriguez at third, and Alan Walker at first. First pitch to Sargent is a swing and a miss.
Could tell St. Pierre's got command of that slider. 81, bottom of the zone, and swinging over the top of it was Sargent.
St. Pierre to the plate. It swung on and missed again. Chase below the zone, and again, another changeup. I'd go right back to that same spot if I'm Zach St. Pierre until Sargent can prove he can at least foul it off. It's first and second. No one out here in the first for the Raptors. Already a run in. Ground ball. It's into the glove of Druick, who goes to second, and that is a double play. A line drive right into the belt, caught by the third baseman Druick, and that is something Zach St. Pierre is very happy to see. L5, 5-4, and 2 outs here in the first on a ball that quite literally was smashed at the third baseman at 97 miles an hour. That is huge, and now here's Carmine Lane. Defense can relax just slightly. The first pitch to Lane is fouled back. So Druick tested a second time. That time it was a ball that really found him and able to take it just below the belt and turn it into a double play. There goes the runner. The pitch is down low. The throw is not in time. It's a stolen base for Bagneski, who got a great jump. The pitch was below the zone. It is 1-1. So a runner at second with 2 outs in a 1-0 Ogden game. St. Pierre comes set at the belt. Now he fires, and that's down low. Lane yesterday took an 0 for 4. Struck out once. Played a pretty good defensive third base while he was out there. Swing and a miss. Fastball at the top of the zone at 89, and now it's 2-2. St. Pierre is ready. Looking for a put-away pitch. Here it comes. It's swung on, hit down the right field line, heading toward foul territory, and it will be out of play. So fast start for Ogden. In the first inning yesterday, Luke Short struck out 3 hitters, but he did allow 2 singles and had runners on base. So again, Ogden, an early threat that they've made good on. The 2-2 is swung on. That's up the middle, and that's a base hit. Charging is Monteith. Will they send the runner? They will. The throw is going to come all the way through, but it's late. It's an RBI single for Lane. A not all that sharply hit ball right back up the middle, and it's 2-0 Ogden. So a couple of unearned runs here in the first off Zach St. Pierre. Here's Carter Mize. That was just a fastball right at the top of the zone, a challenge. Or I take that back. That was a changeup at the top of the zone. That might have been a missed pitch. Here's the first pitch. That's a high, deep drive to right field. That's not a missed pitch either, and that is out of here. That's a 2-run shot, and it's 4-0. 2 more unearned runs. Mize went up and got that fastball.
Mize with his first hit of the season and 4th career homer in the Pioneer League. 3 home runs last year and a 2-run homer here in the first. That, again, we saw Davis Druick already sort of make up for the error that he made this inning by turning that double play. However, that error has resulted in a 4 spot for Ogden in the first.
Well, it's an uncomfortable situation to be sure. If you're going to be down 4, you'd rather be down 4 in the first. But Ogden, I'm sure, did not take that loss very well last night.
No.
Their manager, Evan Parker, he's a gamer. So I'm sure he inspired a quick start to this game. Pitch to the plate is a called strike.
Also safe to say I don't think ZSP's got his good stuff working yet today. He's sort of settled in a bit, but then obviously left one up for that homer.
Line drive up the middle. That's a base hit by Good. Okay, say what you want about the error, but St. Pierre now has allowed 4 hits in the inning, and he's walked a batter. So now here's Damian Stone.
Again, we saw St. Pierre last year break out late June, early July, and then carry it through the rest of the season. So he's no stranger to these early season struggles. Obviously, he's hoping to contain this to just 1 inning.
First pitch is in the dirt. Blocked by Tatum behind the plate.
And that's a fastball. I don't think he has command of it right now. If you look at the pitches he's thrown, he did throw a couple, but I think one was the home run. So
4-0 Ogden here in the first. There are 2 outs. Pitch to the plate is low, and that time the off speed. Well, the good thing is if you want to talk about this bullpen right now, everyone is rested with the exception of the 3 that pitched yesterday. The 2-0 on its way, that's also low. St. Pierre, who already has been visited once by Jim Diedrich, there's nothing happening in that Ballers bullpen yet.
The pitch count's not crazy. They want him to be able to pitch out of this inning for his own sake.
He fires in a strike, and it's 3-1. Damian Stone, who is a local kid, by the way.
Yep, Fremont native.
Yesterday was 2 for 4, likely with some family and friends in the stands, if they could get a ticket to opening night. There's a strike now on the outside corner as well, 2-2. So back-to-back fastballs, back-to-back strikes. 3-2, 2 outs. Ogden with a 4-0 lead. The runner at first will go. St. Pierre fires, and it's a line drive up the middle, a base hit, another hit up the middle. The runner's going to try to take third. The throw is not in time. Good running by Good, and a 9th batter will come to the plate here in the first. And now someone will start to stretch. It may be Brody Aglite.
I mean, nightmare start for the Ballers here in the first inning. That early error, you start with walk error. That's just about as bad of a start you can get in an inning. 2-run homer by Mize really shook things up, and now back-to-back singles up the middle by Good and Stone.
You say with the error, of course, that some things are not deserved when there's an error in the field. Some of this is now absolutely deserved from the amount of hits that St. Pierre has also given up. First and third. 2 outs, and the first pitch on its way is a line drive to center field. Monteith over into the alley. He moves back. He's over its head. It bounces up against the wall. More runs for Ogden as 2 runs will score on a 2-run double by True Fontenot, and it's a 6th spot here in the first for the Raptors.
That pitch was an off-speed one, and it was hung high in the zone, 99 off the bat, crushed by Fontenot to right center field, and maybe Monteith could have gotten there with a better jump, but I don't know. He was pretty close to tracking that ball down, and he still couldn't corral it.
Yeah, I don't think he honestly had a chance there. It's a ugly first inning for Oakland. Oyama a half swing. Does he go? Yes, says the umpire at second. It's strike 1. 6-0 Ogden, a runner at second. Oyama, the 10th hitter to bat. The next pitch from St. Pierre is high and away. Well, the euphoria of 22 hours ago has worn off. St. Pierre catches the outside corner. 1-2. Set on the mound again. The 1-2 on its way. Oyama, a ground ball toward first. Almanza gathers. He'll step on the bag himself, and the inning is finally over. 6 hits for Ogden, 6 runs for Ogden. In that process, an error by the Oakland defense. All 6 runs will be unearned. We'll take a break. We'll come back on 860 AM The Answer. Well, only the bottom of the first and already work to do for the Oakland Ballers. It's 6-0 Ogden. Here's the Oakland lineup tonight. Mr. 5 for 5 and KO winner Tremaine Cobb Jr. leads it off, the shortstop, followed by Lou Helmig, the right fielder. Cam Buford will be the DH tonight and bat third. Danny Harris at second base. He will hit fourth. Pat Monteith in center field will bat fifth, followed by Christian Almanza at first, with Marcus Titialii in left field batting seventh. Dylan Tatum will be the catcher and hit eighth, and Davis Druick at third. He will hit nice, and they'll face the lefty, Chase Chapman.
6 foot, 195-pound lefty, 23 years old from Cape Coral, Florida, St. Thomas product, NAIA school, making his pro debut tonight.
The first pitch on its way to Cobb is a fastball called strike at the knees. He made a lot of friends last night, going 5 for 5 with an RBI and a run and the knockout round winner. Chapman to the plate and a half swing and a miss on the breaking ball. It's a 0-2 count now to Tremaine Cobb. Chapman waits. Now from the windup. The 0-2 is swung on and fouled back. Cobb in swing mode, let's say. The defense for Ogden, it's Jordan in left, Oyama in center, and Stone in right. Lane at third, Good at short, Fontenot at second, with Mize at first, and Sargent behind the dish. The 0-2 fouled away.
That one somehow snuck under the netting above the Ballers' dugout and over the Ballers' dugout, got out of play.
Last fastball at 89 from Chapman. Now a pitch fouled away again. So still 0-2. Sixth spot in the top of the first. The Ballers now lead it off with Cobb here in the bottom of the inning. The next pitch, a line drive. He's 6 for 6. Base hit to center field. Tremaine Cobb Jr., a bullet up the middle at 105 miles an hour. And the Ballers have the leadoff man on.
Got a fastball middle, tattooed it up the box. And like you said, Tremaine Cobb Jr. is 6 for 6 to start his pro career.
Here's Lou Helmig, who had a big night last night, 2 for 4 for the German. 2 RBI, including a double in the ninth inning that almost was a walk-off home run. The first pitch left on left is a fastball inside.
Well, all the Ballers need to do to tie things here in the first is put up a 6 spot of their own. Easier said than done.
We've watched a lot of Pioneer League baseball. Pitch to Helmick, fastball. That one catches the zone. 1-1 the count.
Of course, most importantly, when you go down big early, you got to start chipping away. So the Ballers really could use at least a run to get off the schneid here in the first.
Cobb will be picked off. The throw from first to the shortstop is in time. It's a pickoff, 1-3-6. He was going on first move, and it definitely looked like he had a lean going, so he is picked off. Next pitch to Helmig is high and away. It's 2-1. The bases are empty with one away now. Chapman from the windup. Pitch to Helmig is high and away. 3-1. So if they are going to chip away, they need new base runners now. Here's the 3-1 on its way, and Helmig takes a strike at the knees. He would have been a little bit too late to challenge that, so he stands back in.
He was right, too. It looked like it was below the zone. He's a big batter, too, so his zone, you'd have to think, is taller than some.
Here's the 3-2 on its way, and Helmig swings and fouls it away. Helmig, former member of the Phillies system, 2 years at the Florida Complex League. The 3-2 again on its way. It's high for ball 4. So this inning has begun single and walk. However, the Ballers have just the one base runner. And that'll bring up Cam Buford. Here's Buford. First pitch is outside. Buford doubled yesterday in a 1-for-5 effort. Will only have the bat today, no glove. He did make an error yesterday. Pitch is way inside. He gets back to the backstop, and Helmig will take second on the wild pitch.
Buford could have taken first.
Yeah, he could not have taken first because first was not unoccupied.
Okay, good to know. See, I'm learning.
But as a young power hitter, he has no interest in doing that because he wants to take his at-bats.
Oh, come on. Stealing first is fun, I think.
2-0. Chapman, a look at Helmig. No one's even close to holding him on. And the pitch on its way is high and outside. Okay, well, so far this inning has not started all that badly for Oakland except for the getting picked off on first move. Yep. It is still 6-0 Raptors. Chapman kicks and fires, and that's high and away. Back-to-back walks as Buford reaches. So that'll bring up Daniel Harris IV, who is wearing number 4.
And batting fourth.
And batting fourth.
I think that's on purpose.
Harris took an 0-for-4 last night, did have an RBI that tied the ball game on a sacrifice fly in the 9th inning. Defense is behind both runners. Chapman throws his first pitch. It's a fastball high and away. So now some control issues for the Ogden pitcher.
He's thrown, I think, just about 2 pitches in the zone.
Here's the 1-0. That's high and outside. And you say that because Tremaine Cobb did chase after a few pitches that were out of the zone, but were able to foul them almost all away. Chapman set. It's a 2-0 to Harris. See how aggressive he is. The pitch is right down the middle of the plate. It's a called strike 1. 1 away here in the bottom of the first. At second is Helmig, who walked. At first is Buford, who walked in a 6-0 Ogden lead. Yes, 6-0. 2-1 to Harris. He takes in the dirt, and the catcher doesn't know where it is. It's at his feet. Everyone will go back.
Might have bounced off the home plate umpire.
You may be right. Well, now Sargent's going to use one of his mound visits because he wants to have a chat with his pitcher. The second baseman as well is going to come out. So Robert McGee is going to come out and break up this little chit-chat. Harris has an opportunity after watching the first two batters in front of him draw walks to maybe take one here. The righty Monteith is on deck.
Got to be ready to hit here, though. If he can get one that he knows he can groove and hit it maybe for a 3-run bomb, Ballers would have this 6-run deficit.
Well, the Ballers hit their way into a rally last night, and Harris takes a fastball pretty much right down the chute, 3-2. So it'll be a payoff to Harris with one away. Defense is in double play depth. The runners go. It's swung on a miss. The throw is to third, and Helmig is safe. Swung through a fastball. It looked like a late decision to swing. It will be a double steal for Helmig and Buford. Well, already one out made on the base paths in this inning, almost two, but Helmig did just get the foot in there. So here's Pat Monteith. That's high and away. 1-0 the count. Monteith still looking for that first pro hit. Was 0 for 3 yesterday with a walk. A 1-0. Fastball for a called strike. As runners on second and third. Oakland needing these runs. They trail 6-0. The 1-1. Monteith swings and misses.
Feels like the ones in the zone from Chapman have been middle away. So here with a 2-strike count, Monteith can shorten up and also be looking to the outer portion of the zone.
1-2 the count. Chapman fires that breaking ball. Strike 3 called. Monteith is gone looking. The inning is over. The Raptors do not allow a run. It's no runs on a hit, no errors, and 2 men left on base. After 1, 6-0 Ogden on 860 AM, The Answer. Top of the second, 6-0. The Raptors leading the Oakland Ballers. Jordan, Bagneski, and Sargent 2, 3, and 4 to face Zach St. Pierre, who needs a quieter inning. Jordan reached on an error in the first inning. St. Pierre begins his windup. First pitch hits him in the back. And it's not any better a start to this second than it was in the first. 88, and it looked like between the shoulder blades.
That one slipped.
Now Bagneski. Bagneski opened up the scoring with an RBI single. Throw over to first, and the ball gets away momentarily from Almanza, but he scampers over to pick it up. A 6-0 blitz by Ogden against a guy that has been very reliable for Oakland in the previous year. First start of the season. Half swing, does he go? No, says Rodriguez at second. Ricardo Rodriguez right now on the second base side of second base is in no position to make a call on a left-handed hitter's check swing. The 1-0. There goes the runner. The pitch is a called strike on 2 hops. Cobb can't handle the ball. It's a stolen base. Ogden is right now pretty much doing whatever they want.
Jordan stole 12 bases last year. That's his first of 2025.
A 1-1 now to Bagneski. A ground ball foul down the first baseline. These breaking balls are in the zone right now for St. Pierre, and those are the ones that are getting hit. That was a changeup in the lower third.
Seems to have a little bit more control of those breaking balls.
Step off from St. Pierre, chases the runner back. One and two. St. Pierre kicks and fires. It's a ground ball foul, and he broke the bat of Bagneski.
Bagneski's been all over, fifth-year pro. He played for the Birmingham Bloomfield Beavers of the United Shore League in 2021. Say that 3 times fast. The Westside Woolly Mammoths of the United Shore League in 2022. The Lake Country Dock Hounds of the American Association in 2022 as well. Tri-City of the Frontier League in 2023, and Ogden, of course, now. And Tri-City now has Josh Leslie, former baller.
Yes.
And Lake Country has Trip Clark.
Yes. And
Dante Stewart.
Dante Stewart. Pitch to Bagneski, ground ball towards second. Harris takes it on 3 hops. His throw is way wide. He never set his feet, and this is a straight E4. Harris looked like he was throwing on the run.
Oof. Oh, sometimes you just got to wipe the slate clean, and that's what the Ballers are going to have to do in this game if they want a chance to win. And if they can't pull this one out, they'll flush this one quickly down the toilet.
Well, when you talk about unforced errors, that is an unforced error. That is just trying to do something way too quickly than you have to. It's 7-0 now as the run scorers on that missed throw. And now a ball hit out to right field off the bat of Sargent. This gets down. It's picked up by the right fielder. It's thrown in by Helmig, and the runner will stop at third. But another hit. Well, that run is now going to be earned in this inning for St. Pierre after that hit. His first earned run of the 7. St. Pierre, first pitch to Lane is swung on and missed. At third is Bagneski. At first is Sargent. Still no outs in the second. This is popped up off the bat of Lane and out of play. It's 0-2.
And you just feel for Zach because he hasn't pitched well, but he's also gotten no help from the defense. And that is just a really tough hand to be dealt in your first start of a season.
He comes set again. Tatum will set up low and away. The 0-2 is in the dirt, blocked by Tatum. Well, the road back after a 6-run first, and I apologize for laughing because the Ballers right now are creating their own problems. They did so yesterday as well. It's game 2, but this is not an overreaction. Pitch to the plate is swung on and missed, and St. Pierre gets the strikeout.
Much needed K for St. Pierre. That'll help build the confidence. And, if he can work out of this, stranding runners at the corners, Ballers are still very much not in this game at the moment, but at least St. Pierre would get an additional boost of confidence from that.
So this is Mize, who blasted a 2-run home run in the first inning. First pitch, breaking ball, a called strike 1. It was a high fastball that Mize put what looked like over the bullpen for Ogden in right field toward the new batting cages.
Looks like James Collier warming in the pen for Oakland.
St. Pierre throws, breaking ball, again a called strike.
It'll be fun to see James pitch.
St. Pierre is about to throw his 45th pitch of this game through 1 2/3 innings. It's an 0-2 to Mize, and it's fouled away. 1 1/3 even, not even 1 2/3. Looking for a double play ball. The 0-2 is a check swing. The ball is outside. 1 2. It's not a sellout crowd tonight, but a nice, decent crowd certainly for this Wednesday evening. And I want to say the air was taken out of the balloon. Ground ball to Almanza. He'll go to second for 1. St. Pierre has got a cover, and he does not cover in time. It's going to be a fielder's choice. Fielder's choice, 3-6.
Yeah. Got
and an RBI. But it will be an unearned run.
Yeah, good play by Almanza to start the twin killing. St. Pierre just late breaking to first, and sometimes things aren't going your way, and you forget to cover. You've seen it in the World Series. It happens.
Yes, quite drastically for one Mr. Cole. I'm trying to think of Garrett Cole.
Garrett Cole.
First pitch is inside and low to Elliott. Good. So with the fielder's choice, the runner at first is now Mize. Nearly had that double play. Almanza did the first part of the play correctly. St. Pierre just couldn't find the bag exactly. Cobb waited to throw that ball as well. So the next pitch is a called strike below the zone. 1-1, and I know what I said there. Good singled in the first. He came around to score on the Fontenot double. Ground ball foul. 8-0 Ogden here in the second. The Ballers were not victim of many blowouts last year. This right now is trending toward blowout territory, but it is very early. Fastball, strike 3 call at the bottom of the zone, and the inning is over. St. Pierre strikes out 2. He gives up 2 runs, including his first earned run. 7 unearned runs in this ball game. We head to the bottom of the second. 8-0 Ogden on 860 AM The Answer. Bottom of the second inning. I'm sorry, it's only gotten worse. It's 8-0 Ogden. Nevada, what's some good news you can give me?
It's time for Wide World of Baseball.
All right, where are we going today?
We are going to Cape Coral, Florida, the home of Chase Chapman.
Oh, tell me about Cape Coral, Florida.
Well, why don't I? The population, north of 200,000 as of 2023. Cape Coral is west of Fort Myers. You familiar with Fort Myers?
Sure. Mighty Muscles.
Just across the Caloosahatchee River, to the west of Fort Myers. And it's in southwest Florida, known for its many canals, Cape Coral. I'll tell you how many after this pitch.
First pitch to Almanza. He swings and fouls that away.
Cape Coral is home to 400 miles of canals.
The 0-1 on its way. That's high. Have you been to Cape Coral?
I have not. I've been to Fort Myers.
Almanza swings and misses. It's 1-2.
I'm a little distracted there. So I'll keep going now. Cape Coral, known for its many canals. It's home to manatees. Are you a fan of manatees?
Yes, I love manatees.
State College of Florida, the Manatees.
The 1-2 on its way is swung on and missed. Almanza strikes out. There used to be the Brevard County Manatees. I know that is a minor league team.
Brevard.
Brevard, okay.
And that's okay. You're not from Florida. It's not your job to know how to pronounce that.
Here's Marcus Titiali'i.
So Cape Coral not only has manatees, it also has mangroves where birds can wade.
Here's Titiali'i.
Nice ecosystem.
First pitch to Titiali'i is low for ball one. A lot of waterfowl in Florida. Next pitch, Titiali'i looks at a strike.
Also, according to Google, Yacht Club Community Park has a beach and a pier on the river.
1-1 on its way. Titiali'i swings and misses wildly. It's 1-2.
And to the north, 4 Mile Cove Ecological Preserve attracts herons and ibises.
Chapman's 1-2 on its way. Titiali'i takes high.
Also, I believe it's just ibis. I don't think there's any pluralization needed.
Ibises.
I think it's just ibis. Yeah. They also have iguanas in Cape Coral. Those are invasive.
The 2-2 Titiali'i swings and misses. Never had a chance on that curveball. And it's 4 straight strikeouts now for Chapman.
Well, we're talking about his hometown, so no wonder he's loving it. So again, lots of canals in Cape Coral, over 400 miles of canals. Most are navigable. Some have access to the Gulf of Mexico. And now I'll get into some of the notable people that you might know from Cape Coral.
Not before Dylan Tatum takes his first at bat as a baller. That's outside for ball one.
Mike Greenwell, former Boston Red Sox.
I'm not familiar with him.
12 years there. He's a 2-time All-Star, 1,400 hits.
1-0 on its way. Tatum takes a strike.
And Mike Zunino.
Okay, Mike Zunino I know.
Who is a catcher, just like the man at the plate.
Now, Dylan Tatum, you have not seen him before. He did play for the Fort Myers Mighty Muscles in the Twins organization. So how's that for a little 1-2 there? Next pitch is high and away. It's 2-1. Tatum was drafted by the Twins organization out of UC Irvine. Native of Stockton, California. 2-1, he swings and fouls it at the plate. Two outs for Oakland here in the second. It's 8-0 Raptors. Bases are empty. The 2-2 on its way. Tatum takes in the dirt. 3-2. Tatum actually knows from childhood 2 of the ballers, Tyler Lozano and Christian Almanza. The 3 of them all grew up in Stockton. It's a payoff to Tatum. Chapman fires, and it's swung on and fouled at the plate, and it gets away from the catcher. No foul ball. This will be a strikeout, and Tatum will be safe at first. Wow, that ricocheted sharply off the catcher Sargent's leg in a way that did not tell me that that wasn't a foul ball. It is going to be 5 strikeouts now for Chapman. And, hey, something for the Ballers right now.
Yeah, I definitely thought that was a foul ball by the way it ricocheted, but Tatum will take the base.
So 2 outs. Here's Druick, his first Ballers at bat. That's inside, nearly hits him. Ball 1. Druick played at college known as St. Joseph's. No?
Oh.
Here's the first pitch on its next pitch on its way, swing and a miss. Now I think I have that wrong now. St. Edwards, excuse me, in Texas. St. Joseph's actually is where Alec Rodriguez played. The 1-1 on its way. Druick swings, hits us down the left field line. This is deep, and Davis Druick has hit it out for his first professional home run. He goes the other way, 350 feet. And the Ballers are on the board.
The home run king of St. Edwards gets his first as a pro. Druick driving one to left. Oppo Taco to get the Ballers 2 runs with 1 swing.
And that home run brought to you by a dropped third strike advancement of Dylan Tatum. Mr. 6 for 6, Tremaine Cobb. The 0-1 on its way. It's a called strike on the high outside corner. It's 0-2. Cobb waits. Chapman's 0-2. Swung on and missed. His first out as a Baller. He swings wildly. It's 4 strikeouts in the inning for Chapman. And we move on. Davis Druick, a 2-run home run. It's back to a 6-run deficit, 8-2 on 860 AM. The Answer. All right. So the positive news we got in the last inning, Nevada, is that the Ballers are on the board. It is 8-2. The first professional home run for Davis Druick, and now we have another pro debut. Local kid, James Collier.
Collier signed from the open tryout at Raimondi Park in March, impressed with a low 90s fastball, a slider, and a splitter. Has not played baseball in over a year at this point.
Not competitively, let's say.
Not competitively. Cal State East Bay Pioneer D2 school out in Hayward. 2.19 ERA back in 2023 with the Pioneers. 2-1 record, 18 appearances, and 24 2/3 innings, 10 hits, 25 walks, 46 strikeouts, and 5 saves. A 133 batting average against. So, look, this is he has the potential to be a guy who can pitch in this league. He just needs to put it all together, in the words of Aaron Miles.
CSU campus, the CSU East Bay campus, a campus I once frequented quite a bit. Beautiful little campus. Stone, Fontenot, and Oyama to face Collier in his pro debut. He's set at the belt, closed stance on the mound, and the first pitch on its way is a fastball at 89 at the knees for a called strike 1. A cutter from Collier that time. Stone singled in the first. 0-1 on its way as a ground ball softly hit. Charging is Harris. Picks it up. His throw to first is in time. 1 out, and finally, the leadoff man retired for Ogden.
It's a necessary first out of this inning for Oakland. They needed an inning where they got the leadoff man, and it helps that it's for a guy making his pro debut in Collier.
Here's Fontenot. One of the 2 big hits in the first, the Mize 2-run home run, Fontenot had a 2-run double to right center field. Collier fires in a slider that's down low for ball 1. Ogden 8, Oakland 2. 1 out, bases empty here in the top of the 3rd. Deep breath from Collier. The next pitch is swung on a miss at 90 miles an hour. It's 1-1. Last year, the Ballers signed 3 from their open tryout. Kelsey Whitmore, Connor Caporali, and Andrew Martinez. Kelsey was on the team almost the whole year, and Andrew Martinez had a couple cups of coffee here and there with the Ballers. The 1-1 is fouled away.
I believe his first knock was a double.
It was, and he pulled his hamstring on that same double and was not available for the rest of the season, unfortunately.
But it was so impressive. Such pop.
Collier set. It's a 1-2 to Fontenot. The pitch is swung on and fouled just barely. The breaking ball from Collier, there was a good one for sure.
I have the final line on Zach St. Pierre.
Please.
Bad news. 2 innings, 7 hits, 8 runs, 1 walk, 2 strikeouts. Good news, 1 earned run. And so ZSP can hope to bounce back next start. And either way, his ERA will be largely unaffected by this start.
I'll give you bad news and good news as well.
All right.
The 1-2 on its way. Fontenot swings and misses. James Collier, his first professional strikeout, blows him away at 93.
That's your good news right there. Good pitch and really lit up the radar gun there with that fastball.
The good news is the Ballers now, through partial 2 games, have allowed just 2 earned runs. They have allowed in total 12 runs. First pitch is a called strike to Oyama at 90. So that tells you something very obvious right there.
Mm-hmm. Defense got to shape up.
The 0-1. Slider in the dirt. It's 0-1. It's actually the cutter there from Collier at 91. Fastball, cutter, slider. Back-to-back outs. And 5 straight outs for Oakland pitching. The 1-1 on its way. Fastball, a called strike 2 on the outside.
Collier painting early. That's 89 at the very top outside corner of the zone on the left-handed hitting Oyama.
1-2 the count. Collier set at the belt again. He kicks, he fires, and that breaking ball not able to backdoor Oyama that time. That one I think had more of a sweeping action to it. 2-2. Pitch on its way. Fastball is outside. So Oyama in a 3-2 count. Collier's got to throw him a strike. Here comes the payoff on its way. It's swung on and fouled back. Oyama chased above his hands that time. Got a fastball around the eyes, and maybe the eyes got a little bit big. The 3-2 again on its way, and Oyama swings and misses. No, it fouls. Fouls to the backstop. Well, I don't know how he got a piece of that.
It was more of a sword than a swing from Oyama.
It was like a claymore.
Okay, history nerd.
That's just a big sword.
Yeah, I figured.
3-2. Again, the pitch on its way is a fastball, strike 3 called on the outside. That is going to be strike 3. It's strike 3. It's a strike. It is a strike. Yes. And we will go to a break. 1, 2, 3. As the Ballers hold the Raptors scoreless on 860 AM The Answer. Okay, 2 silver linings. Davis Druick and James Collier. What can the Ballers do now in the bottom of the 3rd inning? They've scored 2 in their last time at bat. They've held the Raptors scoreless in the top of the 3rd, and now it'll be Helmig, Buford, and Harris to try to work into this 6-run deficit. It's Ogden 8, the Ballers 2. Tyler Peterson and Nevada Cullen with you. Helmig, Buford, and Harris to face Chase Chapman, who I must say is pitching rather well despite some early shakiness.
Yeah, it's been really good so far from Chapman. Druick, the lone damage against him. He struck out 4 hitters last inning, if that tells you how Chapman is doing.
Here's Lou Helmig, who walked in his first plate appearance. Chapman's pitch to the plate is a swing and a miss. 89 on the outside, a pitch that Helmig tried to pull. 0-1 the count. Chapman from the windup. The next one to Helmig is hit out to left field, fairly deep over his left fielder Oyama, and he'll make the catch.
Well, Helmig gave that one a ride, and we're going to keep telling you, taking you on a ride in our broadcast as we arrive at our next segment, This Day in Ballers History.
What happened in this day in Ballers history, May 21, 2024?
It was a big day. It was opening day in Kalispell.
Here's Cam Buford. First pitch is a ground ball up the middle, over the bag. The shortstop is there. His throw is in time to get Buford 6-3. I remember that day well.
That's right. The Ballers defeated the Range Riders 7-6 in their first ever game. Abraham De Leon got the start and went 3. Austin Davis went 5 for 6 with 2 doubles and 4 RBI. A 5-hit performance in a debut for the Ballers. Where have we heard that before?
Yes, we have heard that quite recently.
Dondre Hubbard hit a solo shot in that game. Jake Daly got the win, and Carson Lambert got the save.
Here's Harris. Nobody on, 2 outs. He swings and misses through the first pitch. We'd like to extend a hello to those listening/watching on our YouTube stream as well. And if you are listening, hit us up in the chat, please. Next pitch to Harris is outside. 1-1.
Tell us if you like the segments that we do. Tell us if you don't. We take constructive criticism. And feel free to suggest new segments.
1-1 the count to Harris. A ground ball toward the shortstop. It's on the backhand. He gets up. His throw is not going to be in time. Well late. Harris beats out an infield single. Nice by the shortstop. Good to field that ball. But that's all he could do. That'll bring up Monteith.
Well, I mean, he has been the shortstop good. Amazing. Good doesn't even tell the story of how he's been. His
namesake is not even grandiose enough.
He needs to be Elliott Great because he has been Elliott Great at shortstop. I mean, that's a play where he's ranging into the 5-6 hole. And I wasn't talking to you, Mark. Just the plays he's made. You remember that jump throw he made yesterday?
Moving on, Pat Monteith takes a strike. For those of you who thought that Nevada was over-explaining there, also let us know in the chat. Monteith struck out looking in the first.
I think I need to put something in the chat.
The next pitch on its way, change up, a touch low. It is being challenged. And it is a ball.
Oops.
So, an interesting time for Sargent to use that challenge. But again, the new strike zone this year, the moving strike zone based on height in TrackMan.
Phew.
So it's 1-1 to Monteith. Chapman throws, and he takes a ball again, even farther down than the previous pitch. 2-1. Monteith takes inside, 3-1. Well, it was a 2-out rally for Oakland in the second. Can they replicate that here in the third? The momentum has swung their way ever so much. 3-1 to Monteith. Chapman fires in ball 4. 2 men on, 2 men out, and that'll bring up Christian Almanza.
And here's a spot for a guy to come up with his first pro hit. Almanza so far 0 for 4 with 3 strikeouts in his pro career.
He did draw a walk yesterday. He's left some men on the bags, that's for sure. This will be a big time for him. The first pitch on its way to Almanza. He swings and misses. A ball that was down and away. Maybe a touch over anxious that time. It's 0-1. Chapman's next pitch is swung on and missed. That time a challenge right down the heart of the plate at 86. He's getting really good spin on that fastball, Chapman.
Moving like a cutter.
Could well be a cutter. 0-2. Almanza swings, pops this up behind third. Lane into foul territory. Lane drifting, and Lane makes an over-the-shoulder catch for the final out. The Ballers do not score. They get 2 on. They leave them both on. And after 3, it's Ogden 8, Oakland 2 on 860 AM, The Answer. Your line score through 3 here at Raimondi Park. 8 runs, 7 hits, no errors for the Ogden Raptors. 2 runs, 3 hits, and 2 errors for the Oakland Ballers. And for your middle innings, I turn this broadcast over to Mr. Nevada Cullen.
Thank you, Tyler. Ballers, again, you said the momentum had kind of slid in their direction a little bit. I'd say it's a very slight bend in the Ballers' way. And after trailing in this game 8-0, the Ballers got 2 in the home half of the second. They'll turn back to James Collier for inning number 4. He'll face 2, 3, and 4 in the Ogden lineup. First time through, Collier faced 3, struck out 2, and pitched a 1-2-3 third inning. After Ogden sent a whopping 16 men to the plate through the first 2 innings, they only can send 3 in the third. Here's the righty Jordan, swing and a miss against the righty Collier. 0-1. That was 88 outside. Looked like the cutter there from Collier. 0-1 pitch. Righty works from the stretch. Swing and a miss. Nothing in two. The slider and made Jordan look silly. So Collier way ahead of Jordan. He's gone outside with cutter and then slider. What does he go with here? He goes inside and rings him up. It's challenged by Ogden. That could be their last challenge. 91, high inside corner. Will it be overturned? No, it will not. Ogden is out of challenges in inning number 4. They need to go back to the classroom, Tyler, when it comes to challenges.
At least according to TrackMan, that whole ball was in that whole zone.
Third strikeout for Collier. He's struck out 3 of the 4 he's faced so far as a pro. Next is Connor Bagneski. He has reached twice, scored twice, RBI single, and an error. First to him, cut on and missed. Okay. I like where this inning's going for James Collier. 4 pitches, 4 strikes.
4 batters, 3 strikeouts.
Bagneski, the lefty. 0-1 count. Pitch from Collier. Oh, man, I jinxed it even without saying immaculate in it. We were trending in that direction.
Well, what was the pitch?
High and outside.
All right.
Ball 1. 1-1, 1 out. 8-2 Ballers trail Ogden here in game 2 of the season, top of the 4th. 1-1, chopped foul off the mid of Tatum, 1-2.
Ogden very liberal with their challenges. A leadoff man of an inning when you're up 6.
Yeah, it's not exactly the spot I would have chosen. Yesterday, they got their first one right, and then they struck out on their next 3. 4-4 tie yesterday after 9 on opening day here at Raimondi Park. And then Tremaine Cobb, who was 5 for 5 in the game, walked it off with a knockout round win over Chris Sargent, who's on deck. 1-2. Breaking ball, chopped to first foul. Bagneski, 27-year-old from Suamico, Wisconsin, just outside of Green Bay. 5'11", so not the tallest in stature, not the shortest either. Open stance, very slight open stance lefty. 1-2 from Collier. Strike 3. Swung on and missed. Bagneski down on strikes. That's 4 straight Ks for Collier.
Well, this is a dream start for him right now. He's faced 5 batters, and he struck out 4 of them.
Again, a guy who hasn't played competitive baseball since, is it 2023? Or is it 24? Because 23 was his last year at Cal State East Bay. That's really impressive. That means it's been almost 2 years. Sargent at the plate, and the righty pops one up. If it's caught, that means he won't strike out, but it will mean a 1-2-3 inning. Instead, it drifts out of play off to the right into the first row of the bleachers in Section E. 8-2 Ogden, top of the 4th inning. 2 outs, space is empty for Sargent, who was robbed of a hit his first time, lined into a double play, and then singled his most recent trip to the plate. The righty hitter launched 19 homers last year, led the team, but could not homer in the knockout round yesterday. And he rolls over one to third base, gobbled up by Druick. Long throw is a good one. Almanza stretches and makes the play. Collier has retired all 6 Raptors he's faced, and his first 2 professional innings, he's posted zeros in both of them. Ballers trail Ogden 8-2. We head to the home 4th. This is Oakland baseball on 860 AM The Answer. Scrappy currently love actuallying a fan, Catalina, here in the bottom of the 4th inning. Or maybe it's not a fan, maybe Radalina, another possum. Who knows? Either way, it is the bottom of the 4th inning. It is 8-2 Ogden over Oakland. Game 2 of 96 in this Pioneer League season. And Christian Almanza will lead it off. The 7-hitter, correction, TT Ali'i, the 7-hitter, will lead it off for Oakland here in the bottom of the 4th inning. Nevada Cohen alongside Tyler Peterson. Thanks for tuning in here on 860 AM The Answer, Flow Sports, and on YouTube. TT Ali'i to face a lefty. Chapman, the starter, still in. And he misses outside, ball 1. I don't know what happened to the Chapman who walked 2 in the 1st inning. He's no longer with us. He's walked 3 on the day. He has struck out 6. Locates a strike outside corner on TT Ali'i.
I do have to issue a correction for myself. It's Alan Walker behind home, Robert McGee at first, Ricardo Rodriguez at third.
That's all right. We got there in the end. Next to TT Ali'i bounces in. We like to have umpire names correct so we can applaud them for their good calls and not mention them if there's some disagreeable
I thought you were going to say chastised.
TT Ali'i swings and misses, nearly lost the helmet there. 2-2. I would never chastise an umpire.
Did you do any Little League umping in your time?
No, but I know that umpires, they have it rough. They get jeered.
It is a thankless
They never get applauded. 2-2 is high and tight. 3-2. And anything the rest of the way, Ogden wants to challenge, they cannot. The close calls will not go their way unless it is deemed to go their way by Alan Walker, the home plate umpire. 3-2 is bounced to short. Good. Fields throws on the run. Got him. 1 down. Good just looks effortless out there at shortstop.
He does. That was sort of full stride gazelle right there. That looked really pretty.
Dylan Tatum's next. He struck out his first professional at bat, but he also scored a run.
His first Pioneer League at bat.
Thank you. Minor leagues with the Twins the last 4 years. He takes outside, 1-0. He did score a run because he reached on a drop third strike and came home on the Druick 2-run blast. He takes outside here, called a ball, 2-0. Tatum, in just 3 days, will celebrate his 25th birthday. 2-0 is ripped on the ground to third. Lane, look what I found, throws to first for out number 2. It wasn't hit that hard, but it almost looked like Lane glanced up into the sky instead of looking down into his mitt. He does make the play, 5-3 for out number 2. Base is empty for the Ballers, trailing 8-2 against Ogden here on day 2 of the Pioneer League season. Davis Druick at the dish, lefty-lefty matchup. First toss is low, 1-0. Druick last time up, Oppo Taco for his first hit as a baller. 1-0. Grounds one slowly to second base. And 3 different infielders get a ground out in the 4th inning. Druick bounces out 4-3. Fontenot completes the play. And the Ballers get no runs on no hits, no errors, none left in the 4th. We go to the 5th, 8-2 Ogden on 860 AM, The Answer. Top of the fifth from Oakland. It's the Ballers 2, Ogden 8. I read that in reverse, but that's okay. Top of the fifth inning, Nevada calling alongside Tyler Peterson. And before 5, 6, and 7 dig in for the Raptors here in the top of the fifth, it's time for the question on the answer.
The question on the answer tonight, which you can participate through our online YouTube stream chat. Please tell us, what is your favorite dinosaur movie? The Raptors are in town. We've never seen the Raptors before. Let us know in the chat.
Is there a Barney movie?
There may be.
If so, that might be my least favorite. First from Collier is fouled off by Carmine Lane to start the top of the fifth.
How can something be your least favorite if you don't know if it exists?
I just think it would be pretty bad. Oh, you know what? There's a movie with a velociraptor that I don't particularly like. That is flown to right field and foul out of play. Nothing in
Are you
two
saying
on
you
Lane.
don't like Jurassic Park?
No, that's not the one. I think it might be Jesus Christ Vampire Slayer.
What does that have to do with dinosaurs?
I don't know, but it has a dinosaur in it.
Okay. That's not what I was going for in this segment.
0-2 is fouled back by Lane.
Although I think there was a movie called Abraham Lincoln Vampire Slayer.
That's the one I'm thinking of.
Okay, yes. Why don't you just call the game, and we'll worry about this later.
How about
then.
you tell me your favorite dinosaur movie?
We're back, A Dinosaur Story, VHS.
Of course it's on VHS. It's you. 0-2 is in the dirt, 1 and 2. An appeal to first. He did not go Carmine Lane, 1 and 2.
We're back, A Dinosaur Story tells a story of dinosaurs brought back to life by a magician at the circus. An evil magician, mind you.
Of course. Are magicians ever nice in movies?
Not circus ones. For all circus magicians listening who are Ballers fans, we apologize.
I guarantee you there's one. 1-2 is low. Collier so far, 6 batters faced. His first 6 professional hitters faced. He struck out 4 of them.
And for those of you who can guess, yes, the Raptors are leading 8-2 right now, which is part of the reason this segment has spawned.
2-2 is skipped in. Yeah, we certainly didn't plan this beforehand at this exact time.
Paul Stamp says The Land Before Time.
Oh, that's my answer.
There are many Land Before Time movies with Littlefoot.
Just going to double down on that. That's nostalgia right there. Oh, ow, I take it back. That's a great answer, but it's not the right answer. 3-2 pitch coming. It's hit on the ground to short. Cobb fields on a few hops, throws to first in time for out number 1. And Collier has retired the first 7 he's faced as a pro. And here you go, Tyler. Here's my real answer. I just had to think for a second. It's How to Train Your Dragon.
That's not a dinosaur.
Right. I forgot what the question was.
Oh, my gosh. What is the matter with you? All right, let's see. Carter Mize coming to the plate now. 3 RBIs in this game while Nevada recovers.
First demise is outside, 1-0.
I've got Chad Baxton who says Tammy and the T-Rex. I've not heard of that one.
Ah. You know who does a good T-Rex? Connor Sullivan. You can thank Ryan for that information. 1-0 popped up behind first, ranging back Almanza, and he can't grab it. It falls between him and Harris for a single, a bloop single into right field, and Mize has reached all 3 times. It was one that I think Harris and Almanza just should have communicated a little bit more on.
Well, listen, it's a tough play for a first baseman. His back is to the infield. He's looking up over his head with his mouth up to the sky and just trying to get any kind of feel for where this ball is traveling.
It feels like Harris should have taken the lead there. Either way, it just drops harmlessly behind first for a single. It's 8-2 Ogden in the top of the 5th inning. Runner on first, 1 out for Good. And Good takes a strike high outside corner.
We do have one viewer on YouTube who said that they liked the first Jurassic Park movie, as did I. The sequels, not so much. I have not seen the new ones are the Jurassic World.
Jurassic World.
Is that the Chris Pratt franchise series?
Yeah. He's so versatile. He can play anything. Even a video game character. 0-1. Top of the zone, strike 2.
Again, this is the question on the answer, a segment Nevada and I are doing through our YouTube audio stream. If you'd like to go to our Ballers YouTube page and enter the chat and hang out with us here, we're at Raimondi Park, but you can be wherever you want to be.
0-2 from Collier is sprayed foul into the netting above the Ballers dugout on the right side. Still nothing in 2. I like involving our YouTube audience as we have another favorite dinosaur movie entry. Sound of Thunder, loosely based upon a Raymond Bradbury essay.
Interesting.
I believe it's just called Sound of Thunder.
Okay.
I like it. 0-2, bottom of the zone, strike 3 call. No challenges left for good. He can only walk back to the dugout.
Well, Collier is just putting in some work. Another strikeout. That's 5. And he's trying to go through 3 innings here and really try to save this bullpen.
Yeah, he's doing a phenomenal job. Also keeping the Ballers in this game. 6 runs is not insurmountable in the Pioneer League. 8-2 Ogden, top of the 5th, 2 outs, runner on first. First pitch to Stone, ripped right field. This is maybe extra bases. Helmig fields and fires towards second base. The throw is high and rolls all the way to third. Thankfully for the Ballers, Mize is just right there at third. And so the high throw from Helmig doesn't hurt. It is a 2-out double for Stone, and there's 2 in scoring position with 2 outs for True Fontenot.
I'd like to recall one of the great lines at Jurassic Park when Dr. Alan Grant says about the Triceratops. It was always my favorite when I was a kid, and now that I've seen one, it's the most beautiful thing I've ever saw.
That's how I feel about you.
Thanks, Nevada.
2 outs, 2 in scoring position.
I knew I hired you for a reason.
Suck up. First pitch is low to True Fontenot.
And rehired you for that matter.
Yeah. 8-2 is your score. 6-run Raptors lead. Looking to add on is Fontenot, who had a 2-run double back in the first. And he pops it up right side out of play. Into maybe over the bleachers. No, it's a nice catch made by a fan with his hat. That was stellar. Really nice grab by a fan about 10 rows up in section D over to the right side on that foul ball. It's 1-1. Top of the 5th. And that's lined into right field. Helmig on his horse won't get there. It rolls to the wall. It's the second 2-run double of this game for True Fontenot, the 9-hitter. And Ogden is back up by 8. It's 10-2 here in the top of the 5th with 2 outs.
Well, my friend, we are back in 8-ball territory, but I got to hand it there to Fontenot. That is a great swing he put on that ball. And again, another 2-run double out of the 9 spot. So Collier now does have an ERA, but he will try to get this final out before. No, actually, here comes Aaron Miles. That's going to be it.
So Fontenot knocks out Collier in his professional debut. He was excellent until this point. He had already struck out Fontenot, but Fontenot gets the better of him this time. We'll tell you who the new Ballers arm is when you return. 10-2 Ogden over Oakland here in the top of the 5th inning. This is Ballers Baseball on 860 AM The Answer. New arm for the Ballers here in the top of the fifth. 10-2 Ogden. It's Adam Bogosian entering with a runner on second and 2 outs. Bogosian making his Ballers debut. Played for the Trenton Thunder of the MLB Draft League after finishing his senior year at Lafayette in 2024. And in the Draft League with Trenton, was 1-0 with a 5.85 ERA over 18 appearances, 5 holds, 20 innings, did have 1 save, and 7 walks to 19 strikeouts for the right-handed throwing Bogosian.
Well, Collier goes 2 2/3, allows 3 hits, 2 runs, no walks, and 5 strikeouts. The runner at second is his.
That is Fontenot, who has 2 2-run doubles in this game. 10-2 Ogden in the 5th. First pitch, hit to second. Backhand Harris, throw to first is low. Almanza can't pick it. Runner at third starts towards home. And what's the call here? Infield single. All right. Could have maybe just as easily been another error, but that's a tough play for Harris to make at second base. Had to run back towards second and then make a strong throw to first, but he spiked the throw to Almanza, who couldn't dig it. So Bogosian, who is, I guess, making his professional debut.
You can say so.
It's hard to tell.
The draft league breaks it up strangely between amateur and pro. I like to say, let's say partner league debut, pro debut. It doesn't count as pro time for the Pioneer League anyway.
Well, he gives up a hit to his first batter either way. Fontenot now at third, and the batter is Jordan, who takes high and away. 1 ball and no strikes. 10-2 Ogden, top of the 5th inning. Already 2 in this inning. They got 6 in the first, 2 in the second, and 2 here in the 5th. Fontenot and Oyama the runners. 1-0. Outside, 2 balls and no strikes. Cole Jordan in this game is 0 for 2. Reached on an error, struck out, and also hit by a pitch and scored in the second. Jordan still hunting for that first hit of the season. He had 83 last year. Runner takes off. Pitch is called a strike, no throw from Tatum. Oyama steals second without contest. So 2 in scoring position. 2 outs in the inning. 10-2 Ogden. Jordan, the 24-year-old from Newport Beach, California. Right-handed hitter. Pitch from the righty Bogosian is blocked by the catcher Tatum. It's 3-1. Good important stop there from Tatum to save a run from scoring. With an empty base at first, worst case is not a walk here to Jordan, but it would bring up Bagneski, the powerful 3-hitter. 3-1 from Bogosian. Is bounced to short. Backhand by Cobb. Throw to first in time. And Cobb makes the play to end the inning. Bogosian gets out of the inning, stranding 2 in the frame, but Ogden gets 2. They lead 10-2 over the Ballers, who are hoping to respond in the home 5th on 860 AM The Answer. (10-2) Ogden here in the bottom of the 5th. Top of the lineup due up for Oakland. Hey, Ballers fans, Heffernan Insurance Brokers has been helping people make smart decisions since day one, offering business insurance, personal home and auto, employee benefits, and retirement and wealth management. Make a smart decision for your business or family today. Visit Heffernan Insurance Brokers online at HEFFINS.com. Tremaine Cobb takes a strike to begin the bottom of the 5th inning. Ballers just gave up 2 runs, the first runs for the Raptors since the 2nd frame. Cobb lifts one foul behind home. Count is 0-2 on the Ballers leadoff man, who was 6 for 6 in his pro career before striking out last time up. That was back in the 2nd frame. Still Chase Chapman on the hill in his pro debut. Cobb bounces one towards third, foul. Chapman played at Florida Gulf Coast near his hometown of Cape Coral. Florida Gulf Coast is in Fort Myers. Then Florida Southwestern State, also in Southwest Florida. 0-2. Again, bounce foul. And then Chapman ended up at St. Thomas, another NAIA school in Florida. Sorry, another Florida school, this one an NAIA school. FGCU is D1, Florida Southwestern State is NJCAA, a.k.a. JUCO. And that's way too many letters that I just spelled right there. 0-2 to Cobb. Fouled off once more. That's 3 straight Fs. 4, actually. Cobb out of Troy, spent 2 years there. Played 3 years at D3 Hartford prior. Another 0-2. He swings and lasers one into the gap in right center field, base hit. Nice sliding stop by Oyama to hold him to a single. Man, is this Ogden defense good. Still, Cobb is an amazing 7 for 8 to begin his pro career.
The positive result of this inning is that Chapman doesn't finish it.
That's right, yeah. As of now, he's just trying to get through 5 and become what could be the winning pitcher. Here's Lou Helmig, lefty-lefty battle. First toss bounced in. Nice stop by Sargent. 1-0. 10-2 the score. Ogden over Oakland. Bottom of the 5th inning. No one out. Runner on first is Cobb, who singled into right center. Next to Helmig, the lefty, is way outside. Helmig in this game, a walk and a line out to left field. Sent it pretty deep, but Jordan was able to get it near the warning track. (2-0). Helmig takes in the dirt, 3-0. Yesterday, Lou Helmig in his Ballers debut, 2 for 4 with 2 RBI and a double. Evan Parker is out to the mound, and now Evan Parker is the manager. He was also the pitching coach last year. Dennis Gomez is now the pitching coach for Ogden. He's also a White Sox scout.
The evolution of Evan Parker from player to pitching coach under Cash Beecham to manager.
And you've seen it all.
I have seen it all since my time in 2020 with the Idaho Falls Chuckers. It's been cool to see Evan come up as a player's manager that way. A guy who's more or less in his hometown right there in Ogden and has the ability to lead this club.
Parker pitched his last game in 2022, closed out a Raptors win at Lindquist Field. He was the pitching coach at the time, so that's pretty cool. 3-0 is the count, lefty-lefty. Helmig at the plate, takes a strike, outer portion. So it's 3-1.
Has not had a bad at-bat yet.
No. He fouls that back. 3-2. I mean, yesterday, the 2 times he was retired, both line drives off the bat, he was just robbed of hits, especially by first baseman Carter Mize. Payoff pitch here with no one out and a runner on first. Helmig takes off the plate, ball 4, no challenges left for Ogden.
Well, I don't think Helmig realizes it's ball 4.
Idea.
Now he just finally starts to walk away.
He said, oh, sweet. He said, in Germany, it takes 5 balls to draw a walk. No, that's not true. I jest. And he's also played in the States for some time. So 2 on, no one out as a motorcycle pops a wheelie heading behind us on 20th. It's 20th, right? Pitch bounces into Buford. Yep, Buford. 10-2 Ogden against Oakland, bottom of the 5th. Cobb singled. Helmig drew a walk, the 4th of the day for Oakland, his 2nd free pass. Buford takes a strike outside corner. He's trying to get going, Tyler. Just 1 for 5 yesterday with a double, and is 0 for 1 with a walk today.
Well, they're expecting to have his bat be a big one this year.
Home run would cut the lead to 5. He takes low.
That's one of those just saying.
It's not quite the, and Chris Paul hits a big 3 in the
to cut the deficit to 42.
Deficit to 42, yeah, exactly. You know where I'm going with that. 2-1 outside, 3-1 on Buford. This could very well be the last batter for Chapman. He is at 85 pitches, and the command has started to wane. After a 1-2-3 fourth, he's in danger of loading the bases with no one out. 3-1, hitters count for Buford. Lefty-righty matchup. And Buford launches one up the middle, base hit. Cobb gets the green light. The throw is cut off. It's an RBI single for Cam Buford, his first professional ribby. And the Ballers are within 7. It's 10-3 Ogden.
Well, this is much better. You got Cobb with a hard line drive, Helmig with another good at bat on the walk, Buford a hard line drive. Now with a righty in the bullpen and 2 righties back to back, I don't know how much longer Chapman's going to go here.
Let's see. He was able to locate on that last pitch. It was a strike, top of the zone. Unfortunately, it was just up in the zone and easy for Buford to line up the middle.
Here we
for
go.
A ribby single. Yep, good call. Evan Parker out. That means so is Chapman. His day done after the Cam Buford ribby knock up the middle. And the Ballers do have a positive result in this inning, as Tyler said, by knocking the starter out here in the 5th. We'll tell you who the new arm is when you return. 10-3 Ogden over Oakland here in the home 5th. This is Ballers Baseball on 860 AM The Answer. New pitcher is Shane Gustafson for Ogden. Ballers have 2 on with none out here in the bottom of the 5th, trailing Ogden 10-3. Gustafson, his first appearance of the year, made 36 last year for Ogden, 4-3 with a ERA of .570 and 53 2/3 innings, 31 walks to 67 Ks for the 6'5" righty Gustafson.
A native about an hour and a half away in Rockland, California.
Faces Daniel Harris here with 2 ballers on the bags in the bottom of the 5th and no one out. Bends one in for a strike on Harris, 0-1.
Now Chapman goes 4+ innings, allows 5 hits, 3 runs all earned, 4 walks, 6 strikeouts. Both Helmig and Buford are his runners.
Next one, a foul ball. So it's 0-2 on Harris. Facing the righty Gustafson. He a righty himself, Harris. 0-2 pitch. Way outside. Tried to get him with what looked to be a slider there. No chase from Harris on the waist pitch. Harris today, a single and a strikeout. So 1 for 2. Catcher still set up outside. And he misses inside. It's down the right field line for a base hit. Helmig around third. Right behind him is Buford. He'll stop there, cruising into second base with a ribby double is Danny Harris. It's 10-4 Ogden. Ballers with 2 so far in the 5th. Still no one out.
A little inside-out jam shot, a 3-hopper past the bag and down the line. Those are the kind of balls that when they're bouncing your way, good things are happening. And right now, good things are happening.
Was down 2 strikes too, so
yes,
a good 2-strike approach there. Short in the swing, was able to go inside out with that miss from Gustafson. And next is Pat Monteith.
So they've been able to answer back both times Ogden's put up 2. Now can they get into that 6-run deficit?
First pitch, breaking ball outside corner, 0-1.
Infield in on the corners, but they'll give up the run up the middle still with no outs.
Monteith is 0 for 1 with a walk and a strikeout today. 0-1, swung on and missed. Monteith dropped to a knee and came up empty.
The big breaking ball from Gustafson spinning at 28 RPM, 2,800 RPMs at 74 miles an hour.
Over a foot of break outside. 2-strike pitch. Tried to check his swing. He did check his swing. It's called a strike. 91 outside corner. Just painted it there, did Gustafson for out number 1.
That was Pat just getting sped up a little too much. He knew that was strike 3. He was waiting for something that he had to fight off, and that was just right past him.
So Christian Almanza up, looking for his first pro hit with 2 in scoring position. He takes outside, ball 1. 10-4 Ogden, back within 6 in the bottom of the 5th inning. 1 out. Second is Harris. Third is Buford. 1-0. Almanza takes outside. He's got the matchup advantage here against the righty Gustafson. I still wouldn't be surprised to see him go with that slider and try to front door Almanza. He tried to backdoor him on those last 2, but missed outside. The 2-0. Almanza hits it right back to him. He looks to third. He waits. He throws to first. That's really good defense by the veteran Gustafson. He holds the runners and gets the out. 1-3.
And now we're going to see a pinch hitter. No, it's Michael O'Hara who will pinch hit for TT Ali. So just like yesterday, a spot for O'Hara to pinch hit against a righty.
And O'Hara, I believe, doubled off a lefty yesterday in his second
It
at bat.
was Bonner.
So righty. It was a righty.
Yes.
So he's got his double yesterday off of a right-handed pitcher. 2 outs, 2 in scoring position for Oakland. First O'Hara drops in low for ball 1. Skipped in the dirt. So O'Hara pinch hit yesterday. It was his second at bat that he doubled to lead off the 9th inning. He would score, and the Ballers would tie the game after trailing 4-1 entering the 9th. 1-0. Gustafson delivers. O'Hara takes a strike on the outer half.
And he struck out against Triplett, who I will say is not too unlike Gustafson.
That's true. 10-4 Ogden. Already 2 across in the home 5th for Oakland. 2 outs, 2 in scoring position for O'Hara. He pokes one foul behind home.
Well, you get second and third, no outs, and you go strikeout, ground ball back to the pitcher. Even though they're trying, you're going to say too little, too late. You had your opportunities, even if you're down 8, even if you're down 6. You got to take advantage of them.
See if O'Hara can do something with 2 strikes and 2 outs. 1-2 is a called third strike, and it's challenged by O'Hara. I think he regretted that instantly. He didn't even fully tap his helmet. It is not overturned. The call stands, and O'Hara is down looking. With 2 in scoring position and none out, the Ballers can't play any from that occurrence. However, they get 2 in the inning on an RBI double by Buford and an RBI single by Buford and an RBI double by Harris. 10-4 Ogden. We head to the 6th from Oakland. This is Ballers Baseball on 860 AM The Answer.
District Council 16 painters and allied traders represent the best in the business. Painters, drywall finishers, glaziers, and floor coverers. Proudly serving Northern California and Nevada.
Hey, that's me.
That's you. And Nevada. They stand for top-tier training, great wages, strong benefits, and dignity on the job. Join the International Union of Painters and Allied Traders today. District Council 16, building the future, one skilled trade at a time.
Much appreciate our radio sponsors here on 860 AM The Answer. 10-4 your score. Ogden leads, top of the 6th. Still Bogosian for Oakland. The righty misses outside for ball 1 to the left-handed hitting Bagneski, who has scored twice today. RBI single back in the first. Struck out swinging his most recent trip. 1-0, bounce right back off what looked like the hip of the pitcher. Rolls to third, throw to first in time. 1-5-3 Bogosian to Druick to Almanza for out number 1.
Great to stay with that play was Druick, and Bogosian looks to be okay. The one thing we do know about Davis Druick is he has a strong arm. He's a big dude with a strong arm. He's the kind of guy that, you know, if the hitting thing doesn't work out, you can maybe think about throwing him on the mound.
Well, so far the hitting thing has worked out for him this game with a 2-run homer in his first game as a baller. Chris Sargent next, rolls over 1 to short. 3 hops for Cobb. His throw is a bit high, and Almanza uses all of his frame to come down with it. 2 down.
All right, well, after the top of the first, Ballers were down 6. Now here in the top of the 6th, the Ballers are still down 6. So they haven't gained any ground, but they've made up for some of the other business that's happened. It's encouraging, maybe?
2 outs. First pitch is low to Lane, 1-0.
I don't know how to digest it.
I would agree with encouraging. I would also point to the fact that if you erase the first inning, we've got a tie game 4-4 on our hands.
Unfortunately, we cannot do that.
That's not in the rules. You can, as the pitch misses outside, you can steal first in the Pioneer League. You can challenge. You can win a game with a knockout round. Unfortunately, there is still no erasing innings.
Well, if you want to go earned runs, Ballers are winning with 4 earned runs to 3.
Oh, sadly, that doesn't count for anything. 2-0 is a strike outside corner on the third baseman, Carmine Lane, who is 1 for 3 today with a strikeout, an RBI single back in that 6-run first. Base is empty, 2 outs, 10-4 Ogden, top 6. Ball bounced to third. Druick fields, uses every bit of that strong arm to drag Almanza across the bag. It looked like Almanza dragged his foot across the bag from our angle, but he's not objecting to the call from first base umpire Robert McGee. It's an error on Druick, his second today. Just too strong on that throw. He thought a bit too much, you could tell, about the throw, too.
I thought Almanza did keep his foot on the bag.
I thought so, too, but he didn't exactly complain.
He didn't protest.
And maybe he's just level-headed, but I think he would have protested a little bit.
I mean, I'm level-headed, but I still would have yelled at him.
Oh, yeah. Carter Mize is next. Single and a homer today. 2-run homer back in the first, and he swings over the top of a breaking ball. 0-1. Ballers have committed 5 errors in the first 2 games of the Pioneer League season. Ogden 2 yesterday, none today. Throw to first. Back safely is Lane on the pickoff attempt. Mize is having himself a day.
I want to know how many games last year the Ballers made 3 errors.
Look it up yourself.
It was a rhetorical question.
We could find it. One hopper back to the mound. Bogosian fields and tosses to first for out number 3. Nice play by the pitcher to strand a runner and put up another 0 here in the 6th. We'll head to the home 6th. Ballers trailing Ogden 10-4 on 860 AM The Answer. Here in the bottom of the 6th inning, it is 10-4. Ogden against Oakland here from Raimondi Park in West Oakland. I'm Nevada Cole alongside Tyler Peterson. And before Dylan Tatum steps up in the bottom of the 6th, he's the 8th hitter. He'll face Gustafson. The attendance is announced. Did you get that, Tyler?
2,257 and many more thousand listening online and on the radio.
That's awesome. Appreciate everyone who came today to Raimondi and everyone who has tuned in, whether on Flow Sports, the radio, 860 AM The Answer, or YouTube, as Tatum takes a strike, 0-1. It is also time for the Pioneer League scoreboard. As we take a look around the league, Tatum takes strike 2. First, let's start in your old stomping grounds.
Oh, my Lord.
Colorado Springs, bottom of the 7th. Northern Colorado Owls, 6. Rocky Mountain Vibes, 20. Because it's the Pioneer League. And offenses just do that sometimes.
Well, you did see the score from the opening night as well.
Yes, 20-3, right?
Was that what it was?
It was something to 3.
I believe it was 15-3.
That makes more sense. Fouled off by Tatum, still 0-2.
That's Dimitri Young's Northern Colorado Owls. Not a great start.
No, his first year as manager. 0-2 pitch again. And Tatum shoots one. Right field. It is caught. Stone makes a nice grab running towards the right field line. 1 down. Brings up the 9-hitter, Davis Druick, who homered earlier in this game. Final from Billings. 9-2 Missoula bounces back to tie the series on the road. Paddleheads win by 7. Oh, we had a game finished 0-0 today.
Oh, my.
So we'll have to look up who won the knockout round between those two teams as Druick takes ball 1. Catcher can't believe it, but he has no challenges left. It was low. Ball 1, 1-0.
I'll get right on that. That
the Chuckers and
round.
The Hawks. Idaho Falls and Boise.
Another one of my former teams.
As Druick takes ball 2. Bottom of the 8th in Glacier, in Kalispell, I should say. Great Falls Voyagers leading 6-3 against the Range Riders. And then in Yuba Sutter, the High Wheelers up 3-0 on the Grand Junction Jackalopes, top of the 5th. Druick twists at strike 1 outside corner.
Okay, I think there's just an issue.
Okay, so it's not final?
Yes, it's 2-0 Chuckers at the moment.
They should not have gone final. Druick offered at the 2-1 pitch. Alan Walker just, look, I will never chastise an umpire, but on a check swing and you have an umpire at third, there's no reason not to appeal. That's all I'm saying. 2-2 is bounced. 3-2. Gustafson, the reliever, has given up a double, but has retired the other batters he's faced. 2 strikeouts already in an inning and a third. 3-2. Druick lifts one high to right field. Stone has to come in for it, and Druick just got under it. It's out number 2. So 2 down, bases empty for the leadoff man, Tremaine Cobb, who is having a blistering start to his pro career. He's 7 of his first 8. 10-4 Ogden over Oakland in the home 6th. Bases empty. First pitch. Outside strike called on Cobb. 0-1. Cobb 2 singles today and a run scored. He has also struck out once. That's the lone time he's been retired in his pro career in the early going. He takes inside. It's 1-1. Ballers chasing 6 here in the 6th. Gustafson delivers. Cobb fights it off. It's 1-2. After giving up an RBI double to Danny Harris in relief of the starter Chapman, Gustafson has retired 5 in a row. 1-2. Swinging a line drive foul. Bounces off a pole and back into the field of play from the right side in front of the fans in the right field bleachers. 10-4 Ogden, bottom of the 6th. 2 out spaces empty for Cobb, the former Troy Trojan. collected 116 hits for the Trojans. He takes outside, 2-2. He could have tried to steal first there. I feel like that's the spot you do it. 10-4 game, and maybe the Ballers have talked about they don't want to steal first, but in a 10-4 game and 2 outs in the inning, already down 2 strikes, wild pitch, I think you got to go there. But nobody's used to the rule yet.
We've yet to see it.
2-2. Ground ball, left side, gloved by the third baseman. The throw is offline. It's an error by Lane. So Cobb is technically, quote-unquote, retired for the second time in his pro career and of this game, but he'll reach for the third time on the E5.
Ogden's been so good defensively. Lane was just so far over toward the shortstop side that it's almost like he threw it to the same spot he would have otherwise thrown it to, but he was more left. I don't know how to put it.
Yeah, I know what you're saying. Everything was slightly altered from his point of view. Here's Lou Helmig, 2 outs. New life for the Ballers with the error as Helmig takes low, a ball and no strikes. 10-4 Ogden. Ballers trailing by 6. Bottom of the 6th inning. Runner on first is Cobb with 2 down. Helmig takes off the plate, 2-0. They're pitching him with a lot of respect. He's already walked twice today. He's 0 for 1 with a lineout.
I don't know how to say this, but Lou Helmig looks disappointed every time a ball goes past him at the plate. Ball or strike.
Leans ever so slightly back in his stance before readying himself and takes a strike. That was right down center. It appeared it's challenged by Lou Helmig. And by the thinnest of margins, it looks like that pitch was below the zone. It is overturned to a ball. Alan Walker nodding his head to say, okay, I missed the call. You didn't miss it by much, Alan.
Not at all. A hair's breadth, let's say.
Let's just say Helmig knows his zone. He set himself up for a hitter's count here. 3-1 pitch. That's a strike. Similar spot to the last pitch, a little bit up in the zone, and definitely a strike in the lower third. So Helmig in a full count and a runner on first and 2 outs. 3-1 rather. Thank you, Boone.
No, I think you had it 3-2. 3-1? All right, well, we'll see who's correct and who's wrong.
It won't matter. Helmig walks. Love when that happens. Cam Buford next. 2 outs, 2 on for the Ballers, trailing 10-4 in the bottom of the 6th.
All right, this is it. Right here. I'm going to put it right here.
Yeah, this is
Score now or forever hold your peace.
Whoa. Oh, we still got some minutes left after this. But I see what you're saying. First walk issued by Gustafson as he locates a strike on the outer portion.
You are not going to continue to get multiple runners on in an inning in the final 3 frames.
That might be very true. 0-1 is inside, 1-1. And Buford, with an RBI single last time up the middle, seems like a good candidate to get some runs in for the Ballers today. He is 1 for 2 with a walk and that RBI knock. 1-1 pitch from Gustafson. Buford takes outside, 2-1. Cam Buford, the Grambling State Program record holder in home runs with 46. All SWAC first team in 2024, named to the all-tournament team as well. Pops it up on the infield. I don't know if Fontenot sees it. The shortstop can't either. It drops fair. The infield could not find the baseball. It's an RBI infield pop-up single by Cam Buford. It's 10-5.
Well, is that the Bagneski miss of the 9th last night? It's an unearned run, that we know, and it is a terrible mistake that will be attributed to no one.
It's a single. Who ended up fielding that ball? Is it the first baseman?
I think it was the shortstop, or it might have even been the first baseman.
I think it was Mize. Either way, Cobb scores from second, and Helmig gets to third on the RBI single by Buford. And next is Harris. He holds his swing, but it's called a strike. So first and third for the Ballers, trailing 10-5 in the bottom of the 6th. 2 outs, runners on the corners for Harris. RBI double his last time. Shot it to right field. And he checks again at a pitch off the plate this time. Just a little bit low.
This is as low as the deficit has been all game. It's at 5 at 10-5.
Can Harris make that deficit shrink even more? 1-1. Harris takes outside. 2 balls and a strike.
Well, I said score now or forever hold your peace. They got the 1 there. But now, to quote Mark Kahn, we need another one.
Helming and Buford, the runners at the corners with 2 outs. 2-1. Harris swings, lifts one left field, but it's right to the left fielder, Jordan. He backed up a step, then went in, and he does not make the mistake that Bagneski made in left last night out in left field. He makes the catch to end the inning. RBI single by Buford. It's 10-5 Ogden as Oakland gets 1 more. 5-run deficit for the Ballers as we head to the 7th on 8:60 a.m. The Answer.
Striking out with leaky pipes, bases loaded with clogged drains. Step up to the plate and call the pros at Mr. Reuter Plumbing. We're the home team when it comes to reliable service, family-owned, locally trusted, and proudly serving the greater Oakland area, San Francisco, and the peninsula with honest, dependable service. Mr. Reuter Plumbing is always ready in the bullpen. Don't let plumbing problems throw you a curveball. Mr. Reuter Plumbing is here when you need us, Nevada.
That's Tyler Peterson, the golden voice, as long as he's got cough drops on hand. I'm Nevada Cullen. Well, we need to start this inning. Nevin just did a hard 90 behind home plate, part of the ground screw. Anyways, here's the score, 10-5 Ogden against Oakland in the top of the 7th inning. Elliott Good to lead it off. So 7-8-9 to hit for Ogden against Adam Bogosian, who has faced 6 hitters so far and has given up a hit. Another has reached on an error. He's retired the rest. First to the 7-hitter Good is popped up behind home, 0-1.
Yeah, Bogosian so far in an inning and a third has just allowed the 1 hit. It's been a little nice professional debut here. He's only pitched 1 other time in a Ballers uniform when he walked 3 against San Jose, so a much better outing here.
0-1. Bottom of the zone, 0-2 on Good. Bogosian 4 years at Lafayette. D1 school in the Patriot League, made 57 appearances for them. 21 each of his last 2 years. 0-2. Outside corner, strike 3 call. That was a pretty tame ring up from Alan Walker. I don't even think he realized it was strike 3. As Good is down looking.
It was a strike 2. It was right on the outside corner, perfectly put by Bogosian at 85.
An unassuming first professional K for Bogosian for out number 1 here in the top of the 7th. 1 out, base is empty for the 8-hitter Damian Stone, who has singled and doubled today. First to the lefty here. He squares and nearly gets hit. Did he get hit? No. It's a ball inside, 1-0. And Tyler, I think it's safe to say that Damian Stone is enjoying playing near his hometown of Fremont.
Well, a couple of hits tonight, a couple of hits yesterday. Maybe even a little bit of home cooking. Maybe he got to go home for the night.
Spent 2022 at Ohlone in Fremont. Squares again, pulls back at another ball inside. 2-0.
I am confused by this. I will say that.
The squaring?
the square.
Yeah. Well, it's working.
Well, I'll say this much. Ogden wants to test Oakland's defense. That's for dang sure.
For good reason. As that's fouled off. A swing from Stone, 2-1. 3 errors today, 2 yesterday from Oakland. And you can bet that the Ballers, in their spare time before the game, tomorrow will be having some more defensive practice. Again, so early in the season, you're still working out all the kinks. 2-1, outside, called a ball. 5-run lead for Ogden in the top of the 7th inning here in Oakland. 1 out, base is empty for Stone. Hitters count 3-1. Bogosian kicks and fires, and that is golf to left field. Tough play for O'Hara, and it'll drop in front of him. Putting on the brakes at first is Stone. He has his 3rd hit of the day. He's 5 hits already on his season. He's 5 for 8.
True Fontenot, player of the game today, would you say?
I'll say. Carter Mize and Damian Stone. I think you got to give it to this whole bottom of the lineup. I mean, 5 through 9 in the order. 3 out of the 4 of them have multiple hits as Fontenot hits one foul off to the right. You're referring, of course, to 2 two-run doubles that Fontenot has hit in this game.
I am, yes.
And when you get that production from the 9-hitter, he definitely deserves player of the game. After that foul ball, it's 0-1 on Fontenot. Runner takes off. Outside pitch, it's a ball. And the throw trickles into center field. Heading to third is the runner Stone. He is in there sliding, and the throw hits him and lands right next to third base. So call it a stolen base and an error.
I think maybe 3 times last year I saw a game in which Oakland had 4 errors or more.
Yikes.
So that's Tatum's first error.
4 errors. Not a recipe for success, safe to say. It's 1-1 on Fontenot as he tries to drive home an insurance run, infield in for Oakland. And he bounces one through the left side. It's an RBI single. Fontenot has plated 5 from the 9 spot. It's 11-5 Ogden here in the 7th.
Well, back up to 6. It'll, for the moment, be an unearned run. And it may change after that. Back to the top of the lineup now for Kenny Oyama, who has been on base a couple of times tonight.
Fontenot with his RBI single on first. Stone scores on the play. 3rd time the 8-hitter has scored today. Runner takes off. It's a hit and run. Ouch. It was fouled off by Oyama, and then the foul ball caught a piece of Tatum, and it looked like it hit Tatum's bare right hand. And so home plate umpire Alan Walker will walk slowly to the mound and give Bogosian the ball back.
I'll give you a Rocky Mountain update. You want one of those?
No.
23-6.
That's a fun update.
Frightening score.
Booney has asked for a YOLO update.
There is no YOLO update, my friend. I can give you a Yuba Sutter update. 3-0 Yuba Sutter over Grand Junction.
Snap throw to first, and the runner is back safely. 11-5 is your update here. 6-run lead for Ogden in the top of the 7th. 1 out runner on first for Oyama. Pitch, way outside. 1-1. Oyama's single in the 5th was his first hit of the season. He collected just 29 last year in 120 at-bats, hitting just 242. Everyday starting outfielder in 2024 until mid-July for the Ogden Raptors. 1-1 misses high from Bogosian. With the spice of last night's game, it's been a very middling performance today in terms of the quality of play. Strike and throw to second. Runner is safe. It was a swing at a miss. It's strike 2 on Oyama. Fontenot steals second.
I'm sort of interested in using the word bad.
It's not been a good game. You could use the word bad. The defense has been bad today. 2-2 outside, 3-2.
We calls it like we sees it. We always have.
Yep. Now, Ogden's defense and bad do not belong in the same category and same sentence this series so far. They have made their errors. Line drive, left field line, that's fair. That'll get another run home for the Raptors. Collecting it is O'Hara. Cruising into second with a one-out double is Oyama. He has hits in back-to-back at-bats. It's 12-5 Raptors in the top of the seventh. Still one out.
Well, I can tell you that now both runs will definitely be earned in this inning. The throw that allowed the runner to get to third base no longer matters in those proceedings. We are now one run away from 8-ball territory where I never really want to get to.
Unless it's the other way around.
Jim Diedrich, the pitching coach, is going to come out and talk with Adam Bogosian and Dylan Tatum. Bogosian running into his first bit of trouble, like Collier, after multiple innings.
12-5 score. Ogden leads Oakland in the top of the seventh. One out. Runner on second is Oyama after his RBI double.
But it's just something to where, you play from behind, as heavily behind as they were in that first inning. You're always trying to catch up. You're always trying to play perfect. And if you have to play perfect to win a game, you most likely won't.
You'll likely play tight. Cole Jordan, the batter, the two-hitter, has not recorded a hit yet today. 14 hits for the Raptors, and none from their second-place hitter as he takes outside 1-0. Have we explained the 8-ball inning for those who have not watched a game
if
yet,
we have to
listened?
Initiate folks in the 8th, we will. I am hoping that is not the case.
You'll know it when you see it or hear it. 1-0 pitch from Bogosian to the righty. Jordan takes low.
And again, for those returning to the airwaves with us this year, you know this is how we are. Also, the Ballers are down 7 in the 7th. So that also plays into it.
2-0 the count on Jordan. Played 3 years at Utah Valley. He swings and lines one up the middle, fielded by Harris, and he throws high to second. Almanza comes down with it. And Oyama goes to third on the 4-3 putout. So Oyama to third. Jordan grounds out. He's still hitless. And Bagneski is next with 2 down. And a runner in scoring position for the Raptors. It is 12-5 Raptors in the top of the 7th inning. Bagneski had an RBI single back in the first. Righty pitcher, lefty hitter. First toss is outside for a strike. And if you look up and down this Raptors lineup, every player except for Cole Jordan has a hit. Jordan, who collected 83 hits and hit .322 last year. That's fouled off by Bagneski. It is 0-2.
There were only a few times that the Ballers allowed more than 10 runs at home. I can think of one of our KPIX plus NOCO games on a Friday night. Down early. I can think of a game against YOLO in which we actually came back and tied that game late only to give it up. Do you remember that one?
I do. Ripped right field foul. Still 0-2 on Bagneski.
Few and far between. The panic didn't set in per se early on, but the Ballers won the first 2, dropped the next 4, and 2 of those were in blowout style in Glacier.
0-2. Golf to right field. This one could fall in front of Helmig. It is caught. Helmig, the sliding grab just beside the right field line, prevents us from having to do an 8-ball 8th inning. And let's go to the bottom of the 7th. Ballers trailing by 7, 12-5 against Ogden on 8:60 a.m. The Answer. New pitcher for the Ogden Raptors here in the bottom of the 7th inning. The score, Ogden 12, Oakland 5, and facing the Ballers 5, 6, and 7 hitters is first name, last name.
First name Nick, last name Cardinal. He is not on this roster, and I'm guessing it's him because he's wearing 55, and I don't have a 55. He would have been just added to the team today if it is indeed him. We are going with Nick Cardinal until we're told otherwise, and if someone wants to let us know on this stream, you can also do that. Ogden actually played a man short yesterday. So they added Cardinal today, a right-handed pitcher, to face Monteith, Almanza, and O'Hara.
Cardinal, an American professional wrestler, currently signed
not
to
the same
GTS
one.
Wrestling, who debuted against Radley Belmont and
This
lost.
is N-I-K, Nick.
Oh, my mistake. Nick Cardinal, formerly of Fresno State, is into the game.
Yes.
And UVV, what is that, Tyler?
UVV Utrecht, that's a Dutch professional team.
That's the last place he played, the Netherlands, where he had a 4.3 ERA in 7 appearances, 4 starts. He'll face Monteith, who promptly rips one to short, one hop for good. He throws on the run to first. I mean, are you kidding me? It just looks so easy for Elliot Good. 1 out. So Monteith rips the first pitch he sees from Cardinal. Brings up Almanza after the 6-3 ground out. Monteith now 0 for 3 today. Almanza is 0 for 3. Still seeking that first pro hit. And the first pitch to him this time is inside 1-0. Almanza grounded back to the pitcher last time. And takes a mighty hack and fouls it off of the catcher, Sargent, who will need maybe more than a minute.
Ooh, yeah, he's down on his
over.
knees.
Athletic trainer out. He's back up, though. Bailey?
Yes, Bailey Blanchard, the trainer for the Ogden Raptors.
Thankfully, Sargent was able to get up quickly. (12-5), Ogden leads Oakland, bottom of the 7th inning, 1 out. 1-1 count on Almanza as they continue to attend to Sargent. Now we're ready to go. Umpire gets some fresh baseballs. Ogden scored 6 in the first and have scored 6 since then, with 2 in the second, 2 in the 5th, 2 more in the top of this inning. The Ballers have responded each time Ogden has scored 2 runs tonight exactly with 2 of their own. Almanza takes a high strike, 1-2. The difference in this game, Ogden scored 6 in the first inning. Oakland did not answer that.
The other difference is 7 unearned runs allowed by the Ballers.
As a result of 4 errors. 1-2 pitch to Almanza. Swung on and missed. Looked maybe like a change up there from Cardinal, and he picks up his first K as a member of the Ogden Raptors. Well, you could imagine, Tyler, that the Raptors wouldn't be too happy after last night's really crushing defeat. Blew a 4-1 lead in the 9th and then lost a knockout round on opening day in front of a sold-out Raimondi Park crowd. And the offense has responded in a big way today. 12 runs on 14 hits. They lead Oakland 12-5, 2 outs, bases empty for O'Hara here in the 7th. And O'Hara, first pitch swinging. Tattoos one high in the sky to left field. It is caught, though, by Jordan out there in left. So Cardinal comes in and retires the Ballers in order in inning number 7. We go to the 8th. Ballers trailing Ogden 12-5. This is Oakland Baseball on 860 AM The Answer. Ballers chase at 7 in the top of the 8th inning. And to take you the rest of the way, here's the voice of the Ballers, Tyler Peterson.
Well, I can tell you that we will see another professional debut, a Ballers debut. It's number 22, Alec Rodriguez, a 6-foot, 180 right-hander from Cherry Hill, New Jersey. Last played for Trenton in the MLB Draft League. Again, kind of a professional league. It's not counted as partner league time, so we're going to say his first pro appearance here. He is probably the hardest thrower on the team if you want to go just purely velo-wise. In a couple camp appearances, he did hit 94, 95, and that is something no one else was able to accomplish. I saw a 94 from Collier once, but he is supposed to be the hardest thrower on this team, and we'll get a good look at him here. Ballers trail by 7, a nice soft landing spot for Alec to begin his professional debut. Adam Bogosian goes 2 1/3 innings tonight. 4 hits, 2 runs, both earned. No walks and a strikeout.
I think good performances for both Collier and Bogosian in their first outings as Ballers. So
good, not great. Yeah.
Again, the defense didn't help either of them. So when all things are said, they combined to eat a lot of innings this game after St. Pierre only lasted 2.
You may see Rodriguez go 2 as well. I'm not sure. The first pitch on its way to Chris Sargent is a fastball high for ball 1. 92, the first one out of the hand of Rodriguez. Sargent is 1 for 4 today. The next one is swung on and missed. 93 above the hands, 1-1. He lined into a double play. He's singled, and he's grounded out twice. Raptors lead 12-5 here in the top of the 8th. Bases are empty. Rodriguez from the stretch. The pitch is swung on and missed. That was a good slider from Rodriguez. Nice break, 1-2. We'll see a baller debut tomorrow. Mac Lardner making the start for Oakland on a Thursday evening. The 1-2 on its way. It's swung on, hit out to left field. Moving back is O'Hara. He's in front of the track, and he makes the catch. Sargent just got underneath that slider and missed it by maybe about 20 feet from it going out of the ballpark.
Yeah, impressive strength from Sargent, but I'd expect nothing less of a guy who hit 19 bombs last year for the Raptors.
That'll bring up Carmine Lane. He also is 1 for 4 tonight. But like you said, 14 hits, and of the 9 batters, everyone has at least 1.
Except for Jordan.
Except for Jordan, thank you. First pitch is down and low. Jordan may not get another opportunity to amend that either.
He's an incredible 0 for 8 so far this season, despite being the 2-hitter and one of Ogden's better hitters last year.
It's 1-0 to Lane. Swung on and fouled back at 93.
Well, let me get into that because one of Ogden's better hitters is not entirely true. Their best hitters are basically all gone. Their entire starting outfield from 2024 vanished.
I know 2 of them off the top of my head, Pierce Howard and Jack Cohn.
And the other, Nick Olch, was traded to Boise.
Richmond's finest. The 1-1 on its way now is a swing and a miss. No? Yes. On appeal, I was going to say. 1-2. 1 out here in the top of the 8th. 12-5, Ogden leads. Tatum will set up low, and the pitch on its way is swung on and missed. Slider on the outside. First pro K for Rodriguez.
We've seen each of these 3 pitchers making their Ballers debut, Collier, Bogosian, and Rodriguez, come out firing right away. And really the only damage they allowed has been in their last inning on the mound. So the hope is Rodriguez can finish this game off with 2 clean innings.
Mize now, who has 2 hits and 3 RBI today. First pitch off the hands on the infield. Will anyone catch this? Rodriguez will make an acrobatic catch right behind the mound. Somehow finds it in the air. 3 up, 3 down. To the bottom of the 8th we go. Ballers trail 12-5. Bottom of the 8th, Oakland trails 12-5. Tyler Peterson and Nevada Cullen with you. For the Ballers, it'll be Tatum, Druick, and Cobb. Nick Cardinal on the mound for a second inning. It's a 7-run deficit, so we will not have a magic 8th inning tonight. And I am glad for that, but we couldn't really expand on that too much.
No, so you'll just have to find out the next time the Ballers are either up or down 8 in the 8th.
Oh, listen. We can have a magic 8th inning where the Ballers are up in the 8th. It just means them scoring 15. So here's Tatum. He is 0 for 3. He has scored a run after the strikeout wild pitch. First pitch breaking ball in for strike 1.
So I actually wasn't sure of that from last year. I don't think we ever had that happen where an inning in the 8th turned into the magic 8th inning. Is that possible?
It is possible. I mean, the rules state that it can happen.
Okay.
Next pitch is outside, 1-1 to Tatum. His first Baller start tonight. Likely will trade off between catching Tyler Lozano. They are the two on the roster, the two catchers on the roster. Tatum swings and misses at a fastball at the top of the zone. It's 1-2. No one up in the Ballers bullpen in the 9th, so it looked like it will be Alec Rodriguez to throw 2 innings. Tatum wears number 7. Cardinals set on the mound. Setting up low is Sargent. Let's see if it's the breaking ball here. It is. It's down and away. Now 2-2. Playing him pretty much straight up, infield and outfield. Cardinal throws, and Tatum lunges at this one and just gets a piece at it. It's a foul ball. He had to chase that slider off the plate to make sure he would not take strike 3 looking. It was a 3-up, 3-down 7th for Cardinal. Again, we believe it's Cardinal. We have not been given his name per se. 2-2 on its way. It swung on and missed. Finally puts him away. Another slider. 2 strikeouts for Cardinal, who joined this Ogden roster today, was not given a number. So we are assuming it is him. Here's Druick. Offensively, a bright spot for Oakland today. His first home run, a 2-run shot to left field. He is 1 for 3. Pitch to Druick. Fastball inside for ball 1.
Yeah, the problem today for Oakland offensively has been not Druick, because he has that 2-run homer, but it has been the bottom of the order 5 through 8. They have not gotten a hit.
Setting up down and away is Sargent, and the pitch is right there on the outside corner for strike 1. Again, 6:35 start tomorrow, as we will have on Friday. Come see Too Short tomorrow. There will be the filming of a music video with the legendary East Bay rapper. You get to be part of it in a block party.
Me?
Well, not you.
Oh, bummer.
You're not really music video material. I don't know how to put it. The 1-2 on its way is a little dribbler down the line that will finally kick foul about 10 feet from the bag.
Would you say I have a face for radio?
No, I would say you have a face for an online digital stream. So Druick has to make the long 90-foot journey back to home plate.
Tyler, I don't know what that is.
Huh?
I don't want to say a name that's taboo. Who's Michael Bolton?
Who's Michael Bolton?
Yeah.
Let's get into that in a second. A 1-2 pitch on its way. Druick, ground ball towards short. Good, scoops it up. Of course he does, and his throw across the diamond is
close.
In time. Michael Bolton, I would say, is a sort of a power ballad love song singer. If you've ever seen the movie Office Space, He is also mentioned in that movie.
Okay. I have not.
Here's Tremaine Cobb.
But as you learned last year, there's a lot of movies that I haven't seen or get really confused about.
I think with your wedding approaching, How Can We Be Lovers would be a great song to have played at your wedding. The first pitch to Cobb bounces, and Sargent runs after it because he has to now with the new rule.
How can we be lovers if we can't be friends?
Hey, listen,
that's a terrible song for my wedding.
The game has not gotten that bad where we have to read Michael Bolton lyrics on the air.
We could, though.
It hasn't got there yet.
How can we start over when the fighting never ends?
Where's that mute button? 1-0.
It's right.
Cobb to deep right center field, but not deep enough. The center fielder Oyama is there. He puts it away, and it's a 3-up, 3-down inning, a 6-up, 6-down appearance for Nick Cardinal as we move to the ninth. 12-5 Ogden on 860 AM, The Answer. Not a great sign, but why not? Isai Santos now on the mound for the Ballers, the infielder to pitch the ninth. And I think he's actually going to try to throw a few at the plate because a couple of these warm-ups are coming in the mid-70s.
Well, Isai Santos in his pitching career has 0 appearances with a 0 ERA, 0 innings pitched, 0 walks to 0 strikeouts, and a 0.00 batting average against.
Alec Rodriguez, 1 inning, no hits, no runs, no walks, and a strikeout. I have now stirred some of the folks on the YouTube stream complaining that you have not seen Office Space.
I'm so sorry.
And I will say the one line that pertains to Michael Bolton the most is, why do I have to change my name if he's the one that sucks?
Why do I
Good
have to change?
Stone Fontenot to face Isai Santos on the mound.
I was once told to change my name.
Mark, what is it that you do here?
Mark thinks he's the third member of the broadcast crew, but he's not.
Mark Kahn, the PA announcer who is trying to butt in. So here's Santos to Good, and the first pitch is a 72-mile-an-hour fastball outside for ball 1.
Good to know that Santos and I throw exactly the same, velo-wise. I'm kidding. I'm sure he could throw harder if he wanted to.
The 1-0 above the zone at 74.
The difference is you could see he's lobbing it in there, whereas I was throwing at 100% velocity.
These are actually pretty fast lobs, I have to say.
Oh, yeah.
So Santos, who yesterday got a huge hit in the ninth inning to continue extending the rally in the ninth that allowed Oakland to come back, is now taking the mound. The 3-0 is in there for strike 1.
A beauty. 66, bottom of the zone. That's paint right there.
Well, right now Elliot Good is going to try to take on this short left field wall, I do believe, on what is no more than BP from Santos, and that's a walk. So Good with the leadoff walk, and that'll now bring up Damian Stone. And we have a pinch hitter. I think this is Stancato. So Kyle Stancato. Kyler Stancato.
I thought you said Kyle, but I didn't want to. It's just so close to Kyler that I thought maybe it was just a mishap.
It was a mishap. The first pitch is down low. And he's almost a Tyler, so I do want to try to get his name correct.
One
Never
letter
mind the
removed.
whole broadcaster's integrity thing.
Right. I almost wrote his name in as Tyler Stancato. Thanks a lot.
12-5, Ogden leads here in the ninth. The 1-0 is a high drive to right field, bringing in Helmig. He waves off everyone else, and then the center fielder, Monteith, makes the catch.
And that's good communication there. You want your right fielder calling for that ball, and then it's his job to give way to the center fielder, and Monteith did well to communicate just a bit louder. It's got to be a shouting match out there.
So a second pinch hitter, the man of the Knights, True Fontenot, is gone. This is Denver Blinn. So our first look at him in this series. Blinn, B-L-I-N-N. First pitch at 59 is low for ball one.
Made his pro debut back in 2023 with the West Side Woolly Mammoths, United Shore League.
The 1-0, Blinn swings and fouls that out of play. So one out in the ninth. The position player on the mound. Ballers trail by 7. They were down 3 yesterday when they came back in the ninth to send it to the knockout round. Asking a little bit more of them tonight. Next pitch is outside. Tatum has to stretch his body across to catch that one.
I got to say, it's so strange to see a 7-run game in the Pioneer League feature a position player pitching. It feels like there's just such high-scoring games that 12-5 feels a lot closer than it really is.
12-5 does feel a lot closer. You are absolutely correct. Swing and a miss. Santos goes above the zone at 70. Well, True Fontenot, 3 for 4 today, 5 RBI. Definitely one to write home about. A 2-2. Santos is set. He looks at second where no one is, and now fires to the plate. It's swung on and fouled away.
For context, for Fontenot, who, again, was replaced by Blinn here in the 9 spot, he had 11 RBI last year and 140 at-bats. 5 today. Awesome stuff for the former FAMU Rattler.
It's good at first, who's not being held on, and the pitch to the plate bounces through Tatum. Nobody is going to advance, which is some good sportsmanship.
I just want to see someone attempt to steal
he
first.
He can't go, man. It's
can't.
occupied.
I know. I know now. I didn't know that last time it happened.
3-2. One of us is not leaving this press box tonight.
It's Mark.
3-2 on its way. It's outside for ball 4. So 2 walks in the inning in a 12-5 game as Ogden leads.
Oh, man.
This game somehow also has gone quite rapidly.
Okay, don't judge me here, but Oyama coming to the plate, 5'4". Again, he's not the tallest guy.
First pitch, called strike.
I thought Evan Parker was just pinch hitting someone's brother.
Well, you have Santos, who's one of the shortest members of the Ballers staff on the mound.
Battle of the Short Kings. I love it.
The 0-1 on its way. That's high. My friend, the Oyama family are probably listening to this broadcast.
I'm scarred from I always feel like Yuba Sutter's going to pinch hit Billy Horton's kid.
1-1 on its way. Ground ball towards short. Charging is Cobb. He'll have one play at first. His throw is in time.
That's a nice play. And let's do some real analysis for a second. Let me put my former ball player cap on. I sat the bench in high school. Cobb did something really well there in that he rounded the baseball.
Yes, thank you.
When you're a shortstop, if there's a ball hit slowly, you go around it. He worked his way to his right, came and brought his momentum towards first, and that's how he was able to get the speedy Oyama.
Otherwise, you're charging toward home plate, and you have to make a cross-body throw, which is always more difficult. First pitch to Jordan, who will get another at-bat, is low.
All right, so now if there's a wild pitch, Jordan can steal first because first base is open. Would he in this situation? No. But now's the time to try it, right?
Now, Jordan, as you said, wants that hit. The next pitch is in the dirt,
right.
2-0. The only member without a hit tonight. He's 0 for 4. He was hit by a pitch and has scored a run.
I'm sorry, Cole. 8 3-hit games last year for Cole Jordan.
$2-0 on its way. Swung on, popped up behind first base. This might work. It's definitely trouble. Helmig, Almanza, Harris. Somebody caught it, I think. It's Harris, the second baseman, who made the catch. And no one got hurt. And the out was made. That's all we need to know. To the bottom of the ninth. 7 to tie, 8 to go home on 860 AM The Answer. Nick Cardinal on the mound looking for a 3-inning save. He has set down the first 5 in a row, or 6 in a row, rather, that he has faced. Double 5 on the mound, and my eyes locked with those numbers, and it came out of my mouth. 12 to 5, the Ogden Raptors lead. It's Tyler Peterson and Nevada Cullen who are taking you for the final frame of this game.
Changes defensively for Ogden.
Thank you.
Stancato is in the game in center, which means Oyama goes to right. Stancato in center, Oyama in right. Berlin is the new second baseman, and Lou Helmig will bat against Cardinal.
Still has not had a bad at bat this year. 3 walks today, and he's lined out sharply to left field. Cardinals' first pitch to Helmig is a fastball taken right down the middle for strike 1. Ballers still have 2 challenges left for what it's worth. Helmig got his challenge correct, his inaugural challenge as a member of the Oakland Ballers. The 0-1 bounces up to the plate. It's 1-1. 6 runs for Ogden in the first, a pair in the second, a pair in the fifth, and a pair in the seventh. For Oakland, it was 2 in the second, 2 in the sixth, or 2 in the fifth, 1 in the sixth. Cardinal to the plate. That fastball is taken just outside. Sargent with a triple take back to Alan Walker before throwing it back. And the ball was a good 2 balls off the plate. And now I think a little apology from Sargent there to Walker as he stood up and tapped him on the shoulder. And now Helmig will stand back in. Two and 1. Lou, a ground ball towards second. On 3 hops, the second baseman, Blinn, takes it with one hand and throws with the other. It was probably the most unsure infield play I've seen of the game thus far from the Ogden side. It is the first out of the 9th. Here's Buford. Buford with 2 hits tonight and a walk. He's also driven in 2, 1 with each hit. Fans that remain cheering on Buford. First pitch is a strike from Cardinal. 2 outs away from a 3-inning save. The game on pace to finish short of the time of yesterday's game. The next pitch is also a strike, and that is a strike. Buford challenges. It's a strike. It's a confirmed strike. There we go. It is a strike.
Might as well challenge. Can't take him home with you.
0-2 to Buford. The pause for the music there. 0-2 to Buford. Who's had a nice night. He'll have to bat with 2 strikes, though. Cardinals pitch is ball one called. And somehow Buford survived that curveball that dropped right through the zone.
Awful close to that last pitch.
I will say a hair even lower.
Yeah, still technically a strike.
Still technically a strike. Here's the 1-2 on its way from Cardinal. That is just off the plate. And Buford, either with the best eye on the team or Alan Walker really going by the book.
A stubborn eye, we'll put it that way.
It's 2-2. The pitch. A ground ball toward the left side, picked up by the third baseman, Lane. He throws across the diamond in time. 2 outs in the ninth. Well, to put it this way, I can tell you that the win today will go to Shane Gustafson in a scorer's decision. The loss will go to Zach St. Pierre, who only allowed 1 earned run. Save yet to be determined. Here's Harris with 2 outs and the base is empty. Ballers trail 12-5. Swing and a miss way late on that fastball. 0-1 to Harris. 2 hits for him, including an RBI double. 2 for 4. Harris looks at strike 2 on the outside. It's 0-2. Sargent looking for that put-away pitch. Cardinal looking for that save. The 0-2 on its way. Harris swings, hits a ground ball on 2 hops to the shortstop, Good, who drops the ball. Who got way, way too comfortable with the fancy run-in he just made and dropped the ball. The game is extended. It's a 3rd Ogden error tonight.
And good becomes bad. Sorry, that was really bad.
The pun machine continues from Nevada Column.
Nice. He was just going to try to get too fancy there. In my head, he's doing like banana ball tricks in his head. Like wanted to bounce the ball between the legs.
Yeah, he held onto that ball for way too long with the way he snapped it. Here's Monteith, who takes a strike.
If the Ballers were to come back and win, that would be quite funny.
As Mike Krukow would say, it all started with a 2-out error in the 9th. 12-5, Ogden leads. The 0-1 is low, 1-1.
But the real question is, what did they say in Office Space?
We're busting out more office. We'll get one more quote in the postgame show. How about that?
I can't
just
wait.
For you. The 1-1 on its way. That is just off the plate. 2-1. Cardinals playing around with what I might say are protective swing pitches, right? Balls that you rather go after on 2 strikes around the zone. It's a 2-1 to Monteith, who takes strike 2. So Monteith loses his challenge on the potential strike call. 2-2. Ballers are out challenges now. Might as well. Cardinals set a strikeout away, or a strike away. He lifts the leg, he fires to the plate, and it's off the plate. It's 3-2. You don't give away professional at-bats. That's one thing you can be darn certain of. And Pat Monteith, who today is 0 for 3 and is still looking for that first professional hit, is not going to give away this at-bat. 3-2, 2 outs. Harris will go. The pitch is swung on and fouled away. Now, Harris, at any point in this at-bat, could have sauntered to second, and the Ogden Raptors would not care. He could sashay. He could trot. He could canter.
He could crawl.
Another 3-2. Cardinals set. Monteith ready. There goes Harris. Here's the pitch. It is in the dirt. It is ball 4. It is a walk. Back-to-back base runners here in the bottom of the 9th with 2 outs in a 12-5 game. Well, now an opportunity for another man to try to get his first professional hit. Christian Almanza, who last night was 0 for 3, tonight is 0 for 4. With 2 men on and 2 men out, can at least try to plate a runner. For the folks who stuck around, they like seeing the men on the base paths. The first pitch is a fastball inside. Okay, we talked about the win in the inning when Chapman was on the mound. The win in this inning is getting someone up in the bullpen, which there is.
Nice.
1-0. Almanza, ground ball towards second. Blinn spears it. Blinn throws to first. It's in time, and the ball game is over. The Ogden Raptors have come back after a shocking opening night loss and have beaten the Ballers today 12-5. We'll take a break. We'll come back with our Ballers postgame show on 860 AM The Answer. No. We always get that little special treat when Vince is back in the studio, little highlights to play you in. And if you just listened to the highlights, you would not have known that the Ballers dropped today's game 12-5 to the Ogden Raptors. 12 runs on 14 hits and 2 errors for the visiting Ogden squad. 5 runs on 7 hits and 4 errors for Oakland. In relief, in a scorer's decision, Shane Gustafson gets the win. 2 innings, 2 hits, a run, which was not earned, a walk, and 2 Ks. Zach St. Pierre, through just 2 innings, allowed 1 earned run, but 8 runs total. And again, 4 errors causing some more distress to this Oakland club today. He takes the loss 0-1, and Nick Cardinal goes 3 innings to get the 3-inning save. Time of the game, 2 hours and 55 minutes in front of 2,257 folks. Nevada, yesterday, I think we said to ourselves, okay, the team has identified problems, but we won't think about that because we're jumping up and down. We won. Today, same problems. We're not jumping up and down.
It's the meme of the two people looking into the classroom saying, well, I don't know what that means because I can't read. And today the Ballers learned how to read, and they saw the malfeasance that occurred when 4 errors are committed. And that's what happened. Ogden played – again, it's weird to say they played clean ball. They made 2 errors in the game, one of them coming in the last inning. But, again, in a league where hitters can be so fearsome, and the Ballers had one of the best pitching staffs in the league last year and could very well have one of the best pitching staffs this year. But the ball's going to be put in play a lot, and you have to make solid plays. You have to have a good defense. And if you don't, this is what happens. And the Ballers will need to clean it up defensively. If they can, then – well, the series is up in the balance. We're tied at 1 after the first 2 games of the season.
All right, Mac Lardner on the hill tomorrow. He'll make the start for Oakland. But until then, 6:35 pack time tomorrow. We will see you. I want to thank Vince back in our 860 AM studios. I want to thank Gavin back in our Virch studios as well. I'd like to thank Nevada Cullen. I'd like to thank Ryan for taking the TrackMan out of my hands today because that was a nightmare for me to do that yesterday. And I want to thank you all for listening as well on Flow, on 860, on our stream on YouTube.
Speaking of,
yes,
I've got a shout out.
Please do, hurry.
On X, Laureen and Brian on X. It's 12-5 Raptors in the late innings of the Oakland Ballers game, and Tyler Peterson is trying to explain to Nevada Cullen who Michael Bolton is, which segues into an office space discussion. Love their banter. Thank you for listening tonight.
We'll take a break, and we'll be back tomorrow, 6:30 pack time. We'll see you then. Have a good rest of your Wednesday evening.